ngaro na la wato kuma ta bak asira linga da fo ko nyu found kila
hey elafta maboro la bang kalpo efa igiso eseo na yuna jang ibadin kiyato kati yuna wallet ibe falindiro ke kan sandiri nyat
ni la yuna wallet o si muna fanno tulo yabo mano kandrin anin fen jama isi sanno la yuna wallet o kono yalla kamo soto ila wallet o kono
alkana la konda no tay kafi yuna wallet anatan tolle mukan na balwo fanondi abe sono yaren ko bulu podo ne la mobile scan yo science ise maboro ke wato men diate
ko be sandro ke fangole ba ko ba ke kan dimbalem isi ñu lonko e sandro se yona enterprise wato wati ani la yona wallet tola e be lan kamo soto kay la wallet o kono
alina ngakafun nanyi yuna dimbayal tan kasandiro ke yuna biti foto alina kata nyin ko kentat na sulo ton lolu si sandiro kije se maboro fanan keje
moro jundi ana nyum ko di mabal ni kadeda
It's another Thursday, and today I have my chairman here. You know, I'm from West Coast region, and of course, this is the first time since he became the chairman of Brikama Area Council to have him on my show. Mr. Chairman, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Congratulations one more time.
Thank you very much.
We haven't had a show since you became the chairman of Brikama Area Council.
Yes. I think I was here. That was before the election.
The election. After the election, you came on the Grand Bandaba.
On the Grand Bandaba.
Still for the case of a case of a Grand Bandaba. Yes. Compete with me.
I know, but that's what I was doing that, yes.
Yeah, but I'm glad to have you on the show.
Thank you.
It's been 1 year, few months since you took over as the chairman of Brikama Area Council. I'll come to distraction, but we'll let the courts handle that. We believe we have competent courts in this country. But how was it today? What was the court like today?
So basically today, my lawyers filed a motion, and then we had a hearing on that motion. So the motion was on notice. So motion basically is the legal jargon for an application. So they file an application. The application is basically because we have filed an appeal against the decision of the High Court. Okay. To throw the case out, simply because they said we were not able to provide the transcript of the court proceedings at the magistrate court. Yes. And that is the job of the court itself. So it's another part of the high court transcribers. You just have to pay them and wait for them to get the transcript done. So they did the transcript because the case was before two magistrates. One is the High Court judge now, Sibi Jobate. So the part that was handwritten by Sibi had to be taken to Sibi once it is transcribed for Sibi to confirm it, that is the exact record of what is.
Local language.
Okay.
So thank you guys. I mean, we discussed this. Everybody is saying, let's do it in local language. Okay, ngata local language. Be kitio. I love to me follow all on correct. Chairman Darboe be courtle. Janin ka do interview fongoto. Ngalne ko ye case autonomy be no magistrate court and I'll tata high court. But the high court ya throw outlet. So be almunta back to court.
Yeah.
Tell us situation or case nimbe tembe da jumal to be moment.
So case nying coming, mbadunga mola mine a little bit about this case. So case nying mengeta, and 3 years lumen na case banda in 2021. We came out of the High Court. Yamol arrest. They took us back to the police headquarters. You're in charge. The same charges you all fain and gotten. You 2 mirror mil lanka. If only 2 mirror min bondenka, imurun de 2 mirror lanka. So nga interview in the interview, nga min Saturday, because min Saturday ni min safeta fatata. Ndenga min Saturday, wola transcript o bembul. And woe min fo wola mnyinduko. Nyunkukar. Bar min vongara. Itolka phrase min fo ko nga judiciary le bane, ko nga jojo le bane. But ne nying ajibe ntenga min fo nko. Ndol man tata la kito la nying case la kodan. Because ini moeta kito la na alon ko iba boindila. Aka case nyum withdraw after ka murun na ke kitan wo 2 mir kilwan. Ko man tata la wala na diate yen samba dunia dawda. Ye ni lafta yen samba ila kangaroo court judge banendro for the world. Wo kangaroo court judge banendro sa e konte ko Gambian judiciary ngaw le bane. Bayalo minkera kabirin kito data nga men cross because Panderi Freedom newspaper late Panderi le asafe headline o konte ko Gambian judges hol munyineti Gambian judges hol mu fen banendri balda te wala safa konte wala fa ko Gambian. But in my speech niajibe kabirin na beginning up to the ending dulati jendenga Gambian phrase from Gambian judges for that. Ole kangaroo god. Andu mim vona rage. Beginning of the speech. Unko case nying ya samba jojo mi ya. Gambian jojo. Unko barwo jojo tilindale amalla mo kan as an impartial judge. Wole atna kabra aja ko ibe kul tilimbali yakan akoye mballa case foreclose la. No be from the beginning.
Gambian jojo fango
be the same jojo, the same wofono la nya de beginning ngana mrongo jojo bane. But it pandering nyol after itole menke video nying edit ye banendro ke before the judge banendro ke after the judge. So mol kaminja wala judge banendro so itol ko nga jojo le bane nga Gambian jojo be le bane. Data loyal la disciplinary fenkoto la. Because what of an the same dinner for that. Bar association the case fenanje against me. Kondanga bench le bane.
Wow.
Kabri na ngo man bench bane. Ngo sa Gambian jojo nga juma le bane. Judge tije men sa fa ngaw to use ngaw bane. Okula there is no place ngo Gambian jojo be dame. Yeah. So eko nga transcript nyimbo nga transcript bondi transcript nyin read. And then Freedom newspaper are completely different. But it only a Freedom newspaper because you mental a transcript. So saying, kabring a transcript dealer, itella transcript la phoning a video for a video but a video la link dealer because it's on Facebook. So I said, go through the transcript and then you la my video la word by word up to the end. Anybody la transcript on your mistake today. And we have evidence. Police will fango la kabiringa futata je. Police will fango min safenu. IG ka advise nu ka fay ko nyin case kumati je because mimbe newspaper and mim fota transcript or fata.
Imankile.
Bari ajele ye ku be
police will fango e wo folenu.
A evidence bembul.
Wow.
A bembul. Police will fango la internal writing noting. Kabo prosecution kata IG. Ka fay ko
Minister Feta niming for the video te manke.
Yes, there is no case in this. Alkana nyemvena. So eminge kabirin kityo tata magistrate omia. Ate police oli la fengo besar because yalo ni evidence ni case fena court. It only a video drone tender. Imam video la transcript nyin tender. And video nyi mandinga kango le before mandinga kango du manke court la kango to ba kango so anyanda translate la so wo evidence video evidence drone bi jabe USB la kono USB la tender go video go la kono but imam transcript provide because nem transcript provider
obe ko senendela
so ndole mem fo jojo wala ñindu ko ñuni man as long as man transcript ñim provide andi ka kuma kam min be fo dol ga wala ngamoy karale ngamoy ñinala we have no case to answer jojo na dar ko ako 2 miro men benkan womu contempt of court le nga juto na yale ti court la but charge ti je memu juto na yade in fact mingeta kaberin case nyin darira prosecution in seditional nara ning contempt of court so kaberin nara saying na loyal ko bar contempt of court judge ma wala contempt ja because contempt of court ne wala jojo le ko ikaw ke jojo le nyala nyatin wala e order pass so kabiri yo to realize ko nying ngonda ngo de tate o bondi je ning ko public order offense nata well public order offense ko wolem section 7 de wolem nyinde ko niye kuma sangara ringo fo public place wasa menara min na de famo boucher famo kuma do wolem nyinde ko itol ko public place itol ko bari nga kuma kan nyum fo ila boss la office la kono so ya no office man ga public place because public order act ya bonnina dan ko public place mo silo lekande aning space me alon ko a open tale moment need mola permission ala pour ka je use so wala mo sila balti maybe football field of on ninga bunda so ini tamola fen ko you cannot call it a public place so forest parkolu and order them well public place so officer sako it fonla police commissioner officer that one cannot be a public place so wo charge ning wole nara labang charge ning na wole ning sedition be tumiro kan jojo ning atamo auto jibira tata contempt of court ning atani wole nara kamulla no case to answer submission on nyim bay so nga wole appeal so kabren appeal order the high court ko ton levang because need at high court inyanta ka proceeding nyimbe transcribe be nyanta type lan because need at magistrate ko ka be safen bulol so bulla safero nying high court jojol bu ka karanno because magistrate in fact mim vongera
mo wa fansun safer
nin keda nyindondo magistrate fulale benunje sibe jobate anin nyinga Tomasi
yes
so sibila safero Tomasi ka bugo karanno so jojol min fanam be high court wol fanam be ka karanno for sa transcribe so nga e ka kudulo jo high court ye ta sibila clerk ya because no one sibika dogo gele over sibila word akamen safe oba understand so no way a be safe then sibisina la safero jibe ana la trans ni yemen type aina jibe aina approve ko yes nyine mo ngamen safe ya so sibia ta safele bar kabiri bodo da nyanta la Thomas le fanaya même magistrate o sa pour fanaya ta safe
pour yo fan transcribe
yes janden ka bot Thomas ya high court jojo case throw out ako man transcript on yimbonnina
so amanke on any other issue is just transcript man wala tina case you draw
night case you draw so
saya to le appeal leke
so no appeal now to the court of appeal so saying bayri nate kai case nyim throw out le saying case nyi nyanda muruna back to magistrate court so we had to go to the magistrate court to inform them ko case jembe court of appeal le saying so you cannot continue coming like when it was with the high court continuation o manyana kala nyandam batula le fo court of appeal fane case nyin determine but this is the whole thing go nyin ne
ben back and forth be high kabrale appeal nyike what is the
so bi kabren dada police ko itole notice nyi receive le but at the moment they have nothing to say among any objections about it so it told nada le call for orally Thomas ko no manyana fola orally and fola in writing so saying he has given them 7 days they will put in writing and respond to that and then we go next Friday then he makes a ruling on that
whether he will
allow it to go to the court of appeal or not
wow I mean so when this case happened I make like 3 years
2021
February mojama ko it came back during your Kabrikana chairman election.
Yes.
I mean, including me and so many other people thought it was a little politically motivated because why all of this while case Nimbelari for Kabrin political comasta is that what you feel also?
No. It's not like what we feel, Fang. It is what is happening. It's all political. Kabrin CJ, they are all involved in the case. We know. Clarkson California CJ Kumandiro Kela case nyanta dalal before the judge. Kafo Jojo that this case nyanta bandala before this period, before court goes into recess. So they are involved in the case 100%. Dauda Jallo, CJ, we know that there are a lot more involved in the case. Bemimbe kuwa wala mnyendo ebe case nye stick no la nyaming on us.
And the consequences of this case, Chairman, if you lose this case, the consequences are serious.
The consequences are that for William Nyanduko, they have to give me a fine.
The fine, right?
It has to be a fine.
Okay.
A fine of up to I think is up to.
Me power bank like a so nalka titit moy. Yalo ninko nyimbango doka sise konkanafo is a failed state. So I will not say if it's a failed state. But the Kabirin Suba for me.
Failed state is part of my memoir. People will read it because this will be a whole chapter on my memoir. How they try to basically ka luanyimbe tinya ka make sure Yankuba Darboe convict la nyame. That's what this is all about.
Conviction. For somebody, a young politician like you, conviction or it will, let's say, destroy your political career. Because if you are convicted until your pardoned, right, you cannot run for office, right? Is that right? I don't know. Is that right?
It is, but there is a technicality about it because it has to relate to
corruption. Yeah.
If at Joe
Joe, yes.
Yeah, is it Alaji Job and somebody for Lamin Fati? Yeah, Joe Kodibalaji. You see, I am waiting for the conviction. Then conviction will happen. I will make a huge lot of money because I am a politician.
Yeah.
And what that conviction based on Lua me alongo ekwasi afwe Lua ning dunia Lua la international convention of Manta. New conviction yalo you no can say this and that. Yeah. For me already 4 years I'm on the case.
On the case.
So 4 years when you I have to pay legal bills.
Yeah.
What legal bills sold for 4 years? You mira how much we are now at. Much more in I think it's in this. I don't think even the new constitution it affects that because new constitution it depends on sentencing amendment. It will all depend on that. But yes, they can be doing it with that intention. That is the whole objective.
That's the objective.
Objective is we get him sentenced, we sentence him to prison, and then he has no chance of running anything in the country. For me, I'm not bothered about it. I can go back to UK and practice. It's not a problem. But I'll go to ECOWAS first and make my billions.
But that's the issue. It's not about you. It's about the people that voted for you. Because you went to election, a lot of people voted for you out of so many people.
The question is whether those people will sit and watch this government do that.
Do that, yeah.
You know? For me, if they want me to lead on any front, I will do it.
And it's not even just you, but it's the president. That if anybody speaks up or say anything, so this just charges out. Because the reason why this is important for people to address it and make our voices known about it, it can be you, it can be me, it can be any other person.
Well, no background or deal.
Yeah.
Just think about it. Mandingol coming for Kumonium Farabanyan, Echo, Nadia, Niadia, Yen Sambela, Funk Court Tento.
Yeah.
Mandika Kauna what?
Yeah.
Kumo Farabanyan. Nadia Rebe Minkelea Kenyamake. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I say. Nadia de Yen Sambela Kangaroo Court. Kangaroo Court say Malan Kangaroo Court.
Malan Kangaroo Court.
Because
I made time on Kangaroo Court.
Kangaroo Court.
But in justice system, one enough when you Kangaroo.
Exactly. Well, I'm going Nadia Alliance Nadia and some loud
Ladiate.
And loud Ladiate.
Yeah.
One ends some Kangaroo Court. But think about it. Saying, you know, criminal law, you have to prove beyond reasonable doubt ko nyimari la fanyina vola. So kuma kango dum, numo kuma kango fo. Itol kami fo wala e judiciary le ne Gambian judiciary. Ba yalo ninte la fa Gambian judiciary le ne be Gambian judiciary tole fola. Memuna sila la ke to fo. Ba fala Gambian judiciary mu tenin. But say ma fo Gambian judiciary mu tenin e ko ngolo fo. Ibem charge la wala kay yam convict waka. Yalo then there is no justice.
There's no justice on that.
You cannot expect any justice in that kind of system.
Yeah.
Atara dunia dauda everybody will know that there is no justice there. But this is what they are ila whole line munyinati kafako iko e jojol leneng bari man joj kilindi je sa min foy no nga joj kilim min neng iko ha e jojol bel neng
wow that's interesting
ha iko sa e jojol bel neng bari joj juma sa o jojol be
bari jojol fana me samba kiti
jojol me samba kiti wala it is the attorney general police IGP it started with Mamour Diop kala mo fulale nyindati Mamour Diop nim pandere mbay wolbe mandar balurum bi pandere mbay banda Mamour Diop banda itulle ya dat wala nanga foyla mole manda yam vale fone nyin kitiyo banda o mo fulol yomal kiyama ni sa kitiyo nyin tay because itulle nyim ko be fengana orchestrated Mamour Diop I have clear evidence ya advise le kay ko case te nyundo but he still went with it pandere mbay ay audio ñun la moy le ay alo mamim fa o
ay wo sa fije
ka headline bal sa fe gamé gonta ko gambian joji sa diam ko kabre dole ngumanda ko ñe pandere ko gambian judiciary gambian judges mun ñene den ko subhanallah
and it's good that we have this conversation because chairman hani la election time or this keep coming
no they
ni
always
dauda ni di am to molie
ay jojo
every time ni tare ka fu yankuba mankulu excuse my language momi yalon ka lo time mola jojol be bani this is the thing
yes
this is what people look at
yeah jojo male ne
yeah
yalon tanga manne ka kawle foye ne manne ka kaw moy they will understand ko na diate yen sambela kangaroo code ni la kangaroo code George ba ngole fo yeah so it need to go ndebe George Carlele say you don't understand mandinga expression because say ga min volam nyindu ko nga karle neng but yal nin la fa karne na ma kar tole fa la ngane
and sometimes come like nin la fa ko wo ku ba fenkere on to tala
exactly wala
that is very common in mandinga language
this is ko la
fa ku fenkere on tala bari da kari ba fenga ni wo ku fenkere in one killing
yes
so and in mandinga we say that a lot
ndenga wala fo yalon they don't understand that ngole fo ko na diate yen samba dawda diate bari nteto ku yen na diate samba la kangaru ko joj ba na fo la nya bar ndol man da tala court ko tanje mbita si la prison adiada nyame bolo kel nga fo la nyama the audio is there is live recorded you just moment ya understand it tala la moya mem photo you don't just go with the edited version you mean on social media but you have to listen to the audio from the top to the bottom because top I start tale about case nyina scenario be nyami and then nga jojo mimbe case nyundo nga fo wo jojo nyina tilingo wolam justice bakri because bakri balandale ñune ko beleke pour bakri e mol fenka no akata jojo sa ndebe bakri bana na burmo bakri o do beto bakri e tilin dale ay toñale fo because ñune ko beleke pour ka case ñun la man song akoy nal man namba be fengo kabini man na dura la case for close wolum mim fon kera alaji jaju wala be case nyinku ne ko data basele akoy the whole ministry atol ma mojor men nyanda na la ja e ko hayma mojor akoy am for closing the close mbal la case close la ay la case close wala fe ye witness fula dorna ko manda ay la case close ako defense ala la case open this is the 3 years jorna case nyino ako defense ala la case open we said we have no case to answer so yaje kabrin could we have no case to answer. The next day, Bakri Koiko, then you have to respond. Because they will come back. Inati ko kirim iko tole appeal lo court of appeal. Bakri cannot proceed. Anen case nyinta proceed la nen court of appeal be kirim Bakri ko yani de be proceed la nen pare also wana appeal. So you can't hold to go Bakri balance because Bakri mem fo wala nyindu go. Almandara you know try kan. Almandara prosecute albe prosecute kan. And nunta sonna wal. So kabirim Bakri balanda. Saying yalon ko saying bakri be ñunu abem acquit lal abem friend lal nta case munu na ngono inate ko wal nga withdraw ha inate ko nga nole prosecute file wala ñinde nga case ñing cancel le ise bulano event ba jannin tol kata wolum
iko yal arrest ko
do yal ne minge yow la be fannu parallel la so i pare e plano le ke janninga be gela yalo hawjata nyamem fa kabiri en samba police serious crime yalo fenke jawra pa jawra atele ba paliw atele ba be kuriya be ko yaje kabrinda no last time UK yaje last time kabrinda je loki nasilo lo manjam fa but nim futa the UK next time on holiday mbetala police I will lodge a human rights claim against him Palu Jawra.
Yeah.
Atili nada nala moli kuru feng. But mim fo rekalo na ko nyunu case fango table because ye minge imale ben charge la mine rara charges me indictment charges mimbe num bakri nyaade lon yo le fine na ro le fine what the same charge
ya charge wala
say mo kitindi almost one good year na be o kitio le passport ol seize wal ma murunno ina do murun di dem na ol be free le ol fine kana o charges la ol kan kotanji. You see?
Yeah, and Molko is the reason is the resistance also, especially you, Yankuba. It's like momentary prison. You think, oh, maybe covering 3 years, you have some prison. You go, maybe Yankuba be Angleterre, you know, everything is good and nice there. Another young as some mile 2, and then now what at least I be regular demanding.
Yeah.
But you will continue to be so defiant and so forceful, so it's like you didn't care anymore. Is it because you were defiant, you left all of a break so that, you know, you were very vocal, you were very resistant, you're always going head to toe with the government. Ima Miracle, you left all of a break to break you so that, you know, at some point you like, you know what, is it worth it? I go into jail back and forth, is it worth it? Do you think that also is a tactic of just to break you?
Yes. It's a tacticum. About tactical because Sabali works with Sabali, so they think that it can work with everybody. But mimu quotana floati. For me, Kabirin government nga understand from the beginning.
Yeah.
Nga lonne ko nyunu they are bullies. Bully lamite. Bully, and that is the modus operandi Usman Soka operate wala nyama SIS. Atel kataranyang kujama ko ma underneath.
Ikati ñu bol to fala yaay
ko ngel bari yalu nante daw dan tabay to falal ko be bol nyama so baro fanam bol nyama be mu bully let they just like to bully you.
Yeah.
E kaminge sometimes you know sometimes you can family mol kumande avo ene nyim finta bimba falal they do that lundo fon ye mol kumande fay ko mbung kidola atonde la fan beta airport wodo nye new OIC road man venk eko foi wo danyan ni vengodo pamodu nyininga pamodu nyolu aja bin danyolu people were calling me so nte be driving now calls all binala but ma understand what is happening so kabirin data from futata suko no then pamodu la call was coming nga telephone odam kunga pamo konye yangoba nga akonye yangoba nga konye alhamdulillah rabbil alamin alhamdulillah ngai munegera akunyu ko ñune ko ne ko ye bunki do la jana coastal road ngai enda bunki do la ga kana ñunu dam ko ngai ñunu kamul terrorize doro e katara wo doro la and this is not good. It is bad, it's evil, it is wrong. So this is what I am totally against because I don't think Munyantaka any citizen, you see, government responsibility to protect their citizens, not to intimidate their citizens. This is wrong. Dictator but Democrats don't do that. Yalum follow coming. Some senior government official can command ya jala minke ta sonko la Senegal ni me keku ibeta kala wala nyama ila life be tara prison nunda jana finta jana they tell you all of these things.
Wow.
Imira lumente bodañon last year around in fact it was today this is 1 year anniversary kabrio paral boom
today yes
kabrio bunduro go ndara America ndaf budal America literally what they want to say wala ñindu ko ndala ngawul boom because the guy member do ko is an assassin, he works at BSc abenuna escort all konole
I remember I was calling, blowing your phone.
My own family, everybody was calling me.
Chairman be over you and the Omar member kere.
Exactly, mte phone me enjia mpura kama mpura we wo phone enjia labo ama kumo fonya fo kabere mpura after nka connect internet or ban kabere connect nga fen ko jibe man ko londa but before that mole yon commande yalo nying abe katabi state house le yes abe katabi because Gambia doyatale iteka modo mira ko woni mol mande woni mol dendale so I katabi state house ni atabi dorong moyen commanda sa fon pamodu nyinga pamodu gets privy to a lot of these things sometimes pamodu fon ka pamodu le command pamodu yendo commanda fon but you know mole be tol fon la camp je Inimi a discourse wo finta quickly a modo kolo o mari yan kumande.
Yeah.
O mari yan de kumande wotu mo nyinketa bundiro nyinketa ndebe ngamra tarambe UK le then I was on the way to
US.
UN.
Yeah.
So kabirimbe UN UK amari ko nyako nyim bundiro minketa taye safero ke a condemn. Why can't condemn Bogala Prumo? For I have nothing to do with this. No, Taya condemn. So, but I was taking it.
You wanted to know first?
Yeah, because Malon, what is happening? I have no business with it.
Yeah.
You know, me, I don't have nothing. But I think 1 hour later also, Amarian woman, please, my brother, I'm begging you, I'm pleading with you. Akunye, write something. Is it that serious? Akunye, yes. Akunye, because Kuleve Duma. Akunye, go and write that. Akunem. Some fanantata, I wrote something on Facebook. Kafoko Momo in Unifa.
Yeah.
Ite Marimu, Bavaric, and all these things. Yeah. Post.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Kaberinga post. Then, Namera Kaberin put on New York, Wotumola Ngalonko. This one was framed. It was all done, designed, Purkante frame into murder.
Before we got you, I want to come in there. Before we got you, Kabiring, the government spokesperson was on the radio. Yeah. And that was where we got the information. Because that night we tried to get to the family.
Yes.
I got information and I got the contacts. We were supposed to do the interview. Hani min kata interview la mafwe alkata jumal interview. So they went all the way. I see Rengol Fengewal in Bubatata and go alkana from Malta. Kabri foi futaje. Then I was listening to the radio. Ngamoiko mie sutinke abe itala timolo and then abe lo cordulale. So I kept calling Molu interview dula.
Yes.
I kept calling Buba.
Yes.
Sire.
Yes.
I said, can you tell this guy Ali Anyan Kafo? And I brother coming in Kotaka si komi sutinke. Fabi do call Brikama area council. Fani tata Yankuba Darboe courtle. Because I was getting information from the government spokesperson and I was giving it to them to ask.
Yes.
So that was very helpful.
Yeah.
So wo first interview, kabirintol wo interview kita, ngo puru government nanyin karo ke fonyi be yango wol ko nyim politiko, nyim hang, nyim naman politiku fangolo.
Exactly.
So the story wale min fontole, but I said this guy a story min fonte kunu suto, and I mean fonyi interview to be ala brother. This guy is not even in politics.
Yeah.
So when that came out, because Kabirin forced government spokesperson ko Brikama area council
and he said he's a paid assassin.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Oh my God.
So
Facebook
everything
was painted.
Yes, everything was just more or less
but I put
designed.
Wrong information lady I tell a government spokesperson ko he was misled.
But it came from the police, he said.
Yeah, ako police ole.
But the plan was coming out for Nyame. Me and Kumandi. Yalo wo balafa and in Kanole atina Nguman.
Yeah.
Because I've been meeting with all. I've been in a meeting with Tole. You meeting with you plan no Nyame. You mo fulo je me a plan purke fade. You plan no purke bundorong kalan dolukang. Me a fonte a foy wala nyam. So barila e be bunnale after na ya land dolukang. Then ni alankang coming then makizali minke sonkola e bole kelan tolla. Niamo imbe diamola, he made dundile and then he charged with murder. Yalo murder, there is no bail. So bail to some better prison for maybe January 2026. Until better turn in a case nyinta bola venger.
Thank you very much, Malang, for the stars. But Chairman, why do you think I've said this, and you know I've said this openly? You are my kind of politician. You know. I don't believe diplomacy in politics.
Yeah.
I don't believe I tell Mr. Darboe, I don't like your kind of politics, you are a diplomat. I don't believe in that. I believe that, take for tak long.
Yeah.
Yes, I believe that some people you can be diplomatic, but more you cannot be diplomatic.
That's right.
Especially in African politics.
That's right.
Nin sonko diplomatic tanum bi. Tanum bi abe jail anala over 1,000, 2,000 people.
Karimwada diplomatic tale.
Wala tina hani bi amang han kasi ngolo Senegal. Halifa Sallah wala tina manke fenti bi hani bi Senegal.
Yes.
Idrissa Seck nyol be magisale la political career tinya because of political diplomacy.
Yes.
Africa need a new kind of political leadership lela.
Yes.
Gasta.
Gatsa. What
I'm sorry, but that's it.
No,
that's what I believe.
No. That's well before Sonkonyol Tongonada into the scene.
Yeah, you have always been like that.
Well, philosophy.
Yeah, you have always been like
Well, philosophy. Na philosophy camera. Alale would do no.
Yeah.
Akoyalo mimuni ko survive like. And wole mako survive in Gambia.
Yeah.
Because the amount of threats that these people want to bring to you every day.
Yeah.
Ni ketanung coward, you would die a million. Well, I'm not saying I don't care about it anymore.
Yeah.
Niko yung kumakang fe besoro nang wala mo ko for.
Yeah.
Niko kana nyinke wutumo I go and do it. Because the thing is, the moment you kana nyinke and then you don't do it, they take it to another level. A bully man limit long.
Bully man limit long, yes.
Bully na bute bi borda.
So much.
Asamu akanelo jel because ataka enjoy it. You see, every pain that Barrow and his people are doing to me, Barrow nyul kasile in State House, and they laugh about it. You know, that's how bullies behave. Ha, imagine nga kala venkata tenga mokula. Imagine venkata jananga ketena gedere. They enjoy it whilst you are in agony. Bullying mambere, it's not good. You know, leader has to be in the position to help his people. I never want to be a leader to make anybody's life miserable. No, it's never in my heart. For me, I have always tried to help people. You know, I always try to help people. Even when I was a lawyer, I always fight for people. That's what I do. Well, in Kabiri Marse boy, okay, it went to a point I couldn't contain it. I said, you know what, Nying, kukuli never you stop la. Mole be fala ni mumam fa you didn't stop.
It stop la.
Ha. And I said, Nyim mulu baby jang, ni ko nyunu killing ye ta fam fighter son.
Yeah, let me take the bullet.
I am the leader. I am the one they elected. I have to do this for them. That's why I went out and attacked Mane and his people. And
to be honest, it worked.
Yes.
It worked.
Because I think it makes them to realize. Yeah. And they actually Kabirim Fintidan on that day.
Yeah.
No, I really Kabirim Fintidan atrale. Yalo nyuni cook and now Marcelo and no more terrorized.
No,
yalo minga. Yalo de Hadamanu. Hadamanu la ku akaduna bagel.
Yeah.
Ajale ye we merol jele menu kasina marceo ni moto sabay be nyono manandre camera mane nyol le kane ka borle. That is how much they petrified them. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So kabirinda findira nan that day kabirin findira nan office findira nan nga jana jibe nga ifon kala no ko nyimolu sai they were completely desperate because they were desperate. They wish President Barrow could hear them. But President Barrow wasn't hearing them. But Kabirunda Nara so ngela applied ninja and realized, you know what? And I was like, no, this is wrong.
This is wrong.
This cannot be right.
Yeah.
And then if God is a just God, I must prevail.
Yeah.
And God has proven to me he is a just God.
Yeah.
Kabirim betagang modul be koma wole beruta de ka bundiro dare. So nimbe betaka na clark ni singate got scared akunya chairman we need to move away mol be bundiro la ne won tan ñu jita kido be ñu be bundiro ngaay I am already a sacrificed lamb.
Wow.
So ndenata nkay singate ndefindira janyame man da munun nabi I am going to my Lord but this must end.
Must end today.
Yes, I have already because you na force finto gala na molium overpower and some officer and soro.
Yes.
Bidira non godan je en samba en soro.
Ni la mol ka du ñola.
Security bembul. Ñom ma man de gay.
No ni mo security so that benna because chairman.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Anu salo le binakan.
Yeah.
Merol be try kam pour ka domande so be. Imantara try ke fango de dingoli la fa saliba yo sanna wala sa je fanay kontanno.
Yeah.
You know? And then yela bagasul ka tinya ka damfu ka kulke.
Yeah.
No, they went too far that day. They went too far. Yalu mane ka tamije la bavula mole o chairman on dem fendi nyintem fendi atelam jumati akatra kuma non zen zolo fola je mbe sirim ben nana ba sata kam mo en kam fadal fon kumbota bari that day wala nan kay that day bi mane ben fala le waranga fa you know bari yalu ni kam fada fa ni tiagas fa ibuka feel
yeah
because you tiagas so fena nan kan on ardal for almost a month bari ma feel no that day ma feel no but I had annun kabin daro loptano do e ko nyunu be bundato le be tiagas fayolla Sai memengala because ye leptano fon tia gas le. Iko sai memengala ngatani nkoma la ngoi no. Mansabu katani nkoma. Ngoi mansabu katako. Iko ngamurung ngatana office ngoi no. That office sai palaso nyim bunya tije ala bunya belta. Ngoi nteta murung nangasi o palaso nyi o sira nganim bunya membija mamurung.
Adu wo bunya wala kamuso la dignity murundika.
Yes, anum palaso nyum foi sa hormone bunya dia letina no la palaso do mo la region do mo le karto fay miye it can't disgrace in that way. It a mindia rega okay. Humiliation all day. That's how I felt.
Yeah.
Because palaso nyum bunya palaso do hormone bije mo le karto fay alfalu morolu alala mo kennolu mo nyimmal. Ole kar ni ma bunya so nante bunya so do wole anu womo yuwe west coast bela sirangolt itol lente ki ngata nga sije bunya so do womole womo le karto fay baro ya ka president dal ye baro bunya bari karto fay yang si alman so no bunya la how is that possible?
That's not possible.
You know, it's wrong.
Yeah, that's wrong. Now we'll come back to this operation 3 years because it's, you know, operation clear the roads. Dolko operation clear Brikama. Ika ulta to la kama council. Binauto. 1 year, few months kabire chairmanship yata. Niba resume kela yemune ter Brikama and yemune keje mbete moment.
So Brikama kabire na ranga terle literally fennetije.
Okay.
Account will baby num julolo kono. Julol be saginding Brikama kango beto. Account ngamira fo say fo konon to lebije. A bemunum account dandan bije will maybe safo maybe $100 lebije.
$100.
Yeah. When I'm doing it like the Zenith Bank account. Ngamira Zenith Bank it was $46 or something like that. But the other accounts will be like the Eco Bank account will be minus 6 million. Minus 6 million, not 6 0 from the fizada minus 6 because minus 6 it means ye juloleta up to 6 million.
6 million.
So Trust Bank benum minus 3 million. Vista Bank benum almost minus 2 million. But nita de benyin like Vista Bank ba for the overdraft facility sort of for BSC up to 3 million. I think Eco Bank ko 6 million sort of overdraft facility. Trust Bank ko 3 million na deal.
So you will be exhaust.
It will be exhaust because it only from kata dani walbul. But overdraft charges katara jele kaminjo. So we were paying 36,000 I think a month or so for overdraft. $36,000 is Gaulojo Bank. So they were more ibenun debt balakono. They were running on a deficit of over $10 million.
Okay.
Imuruna mammoto taraji. Nyama koram balitol feman taraji. So balitol minu bije o moto lu ko siri fo so ngoy minu feena moto ningol len gele ningol wol fana be panda so moto ba dandan le bije minu be borkam wo fana jaman charitable association dole ga ba Dresden wolle o moto bal dila wolle fon be tamakam Mercedes Benz wolle o moto bal o sabale fon do ka skip wala ta do nyim skip ba ka wala ko do moto wula munyi wo boka borno nam fajande ka dande Brikama marsol do baga sol ko ayta tambana ina so wolle benunje nyin nongol minu bata nyin compactol minu nara bi ne nyin nong borda sama e pan jana bi nale 20,000 bonni nyin baka jorando do sama le 30,000 bonni nyin jorando so we were having too many problems Brikama marse oto nyebungo to jiobe tolling dula bebe sinande so I had to negotiate a contract pour ka nyamol ko anin ka jiyo ko so nim private companies woli wo sene a project ko leke pour private partners ul se mago ka collection okay dolka collection ko bar nga mol charge so ngadar ni wala most of the private model fanam problem on araga mena jama ba panda ul fanam manna wulino wo fanam manna tano so we were struggling all throughout so 2023 no debt nyamialongo is minus 10 million so time funds so debt nyine bejo ngana saving that no ngana cool that no Angel so the first thing nyanda mingala wala nyidugo mini alongo they are the cause of that corruption ngol bon because what I told them is corruption o nimma banyang we are not going to go so corruption o dunia da dawda kelo e pare kelo la so yalo ndek ming nadage Ndeni kele jurumo le ndani ñol.
Yalla ite ya commencé kelol fo.
La jilla wato do le yalla minga ke. Nin jonga ñol be kelo la. Nin jonga ñol be kelo la. Nimbe o kelo kono asamu en kumandi ko to ngata o ko to. Nen data ko yalla ne kam fo mo le staff zole. Ate murun na biye. Avec tout le président de mal tout ba soron na jere fa ci yadako. E ko campagne la ke. Den nim mol nin staff zole yaje ndata wol ka wala biya ta murun na ne koy ba soron na le ko jojo ko magistrate ko na bota ni fotata bañun dorom from the magistrate ko ta kata président ata murun na Brikama tal batande la ko denje. Ñinna ka wala ñinna problème o siata. So nin dada nin court sol ya dun nin police sol nin fenkol ya kelo bandoro ngamuru nang ngana council ko nyinga kelo do fana ni wol fana kelo do dat ndewro fana governor fana lada wol ga wol fana kelo boyinga.
Wow.
So the fight was literally from everywhere. You know, and so for the only thing me and them I will saying na councilolu elected councillors from MPP, APRC, S2 Alliance, APRC, No to Alliance, and UDP, and go yala memekela. Nimma unity sort of jang. Nimma unite.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have the strength. And then I alone, chairman, cannot do this.
Cannot do this.
We can only do it together. So I had to put that in them. Because initially, you will find them poison against us.
Yeah.
Because you minke, yan jonganin were very dangerous. Very dangerous. Coming ka staff so do they're very loyal to them.
Yeah.
But let's say ulmu jola leti. Council ul minu ada ulmu jola de ka fole ul commande pour ya foni wole jola ka wala kana ni support. Hanna tara iba vote la let ay ke UDP vote dron datol kana tare kan. But I thank God council ul minu be bota foni. And in APRC, MPP, every one of them, Imam political. They saw be West Coast. And they realized, you know, this Yankuba, dole ko nyuka ko nyalon kabri vote nung kabri UDP ganyeta. Dengan namul command led ako nge command info nyung ko serum yalon sirvo son kolam je. Ngado man nim fe number mo na raje saing.
Pente sa talaw.
Malahanin sa nga sa expect.
Mavira pente sa je bi.
Ako yani bureo mo kana expect. But you know, but you know, leadership, you have to lead the people. But you cannot lead the people without uniting them.
Uniting them.
Yeah, Baroni Jame struggled in Gambia.
Yeah.
They divide Gambians. Jawara succeed because his number one priority was Gambian will unite. You unite Gambians, you will succeed in Gambia. Because they will unite and they will have a purpose, they will work and they will develop the country. But the moment he divide along tribal lines because he left to win, he win that. Puri united da kwaleale. Anu ni na da puri united ni ike mira mina wala mu next election of an ningi unite and win. So mbatu nge divide. So divide and rule. Yeah. So ni tubabulu kami if you divide you can only conquer, but you cannot divide and register progress. Because the people need all the strength to conquer some of the challenges for the impediments to progress. And world can have many challenges in the world. The only way you can be able to resist the progress and development is when you have a united people behind you. I was able to unite. I hadn't been for me MPP. I was able to get them all together. And said, look, nada together. We can defeat these people. You know, you know, you stop jang.
Chairman, Cabrina, the first few months,
yes.
And I was one of those people. One time I called Yankuba. I called Pamuru. Boy, Yankuba. I didn't tell the administrator.
Yes.
A monkey activist. Because you say it how it is.
Yes.
You know, you know, sunya.
Yes, sunya.
Ika follow ko tinyaro ketala. But it ko ika fo en kodole sunya. Karning.
Yes.
And that was crazy.
Yes.
That was not normal in our society.
Definitely.
And it brought a lot of fight.
Yes.
And today, and before coming here 2 days ago, I said, you know what, Yankuba is right. If anybody is watching what is happening at the tier commission,
yes.
Ntebuka understand mobe hani dalasi keme lulu bondi nola Brikama area council nyaming folk akata millions and millions and millions and do like how is that possible in a system like Brikama area council? How is that possible?
It's and then mim vongara nsa for yalung akakenyaming ika taxol min collect yajale ni aja from commission o dolmuta ikanya 60 million 100 million on minifo wole nada nin through the system wala so nsa for a mistake okay woldo they were careless enough pour your all papers all paper trail all land but mim paper trail all land was shatale yalu jenga min gandol nin ko jeye sa we open a new page yalu jannin kana public nin ñu ne kele jurumol le keta kelo ketal because yalu kabirinde nada nte I know the problem na people will be face kan no ngada samale kono sama kono problem o drone
atul ma honi mun sota
Marcel bele be flooding problem o te banna Brikama so we were having so saying there I have a lot of ambition la fa fenjama le kala no koditije so ni bank account jibe ko dita ko yen non jibe ko son sita ngam ko la jilla yara fante nga biggest mistake like nde sa nyum mul be jiko bende kan babula Yankuba le benna Brikama falinna Yankuba le be vengo kala nda na institution fende dami sita wolu ngamira ba ngom vai bare kukule na be I danga bori or I stand up and fight and then saying ngalla hido dimol la ko dinkol le jamba sukilan so I cannot run I have to fight so kabiru wokata ata jongana da gonje ko yalong chairman ita ko kumol min be fo koy bo la achieve nola jang ko dibuka soto jang ita nyi achieve nola so ni la fa wala fo ista dunia ko neta daniro la ngamira kata dunia ko kata daniro la how many people be do wala be daniro la and they are not getting it. And then you begin to think, where will you start to go to Daniro? Because I know Angleterre, you would not go to Angleterre and they give you millions like that. It's not. It's going to be difficult. And then they will say, write us a project, and you start with a project. No. We have to fight. So Kabirin account, I looked at the account, 60 million came, 60 million went. And then it went to Ngombai, why 60 million? Then I calculated their salaries. So Sainga Mingenil salary voucher. So the first thing I did is I introduced thresholds. You cannot withdraw, Jonga cannot withdraw, Jen cannot withdraw certain amount without me authorizing it or approving it. So Kabringo Saim voucher kananim voucher nadanka voucher study. So ila salary no salary be calculate ngalongo salaries are 3.5 million in a month. No calculate by 6 months. That is even less than 30 million. They got 60 million. What happened to 30 million? Oh, there is money here. These people are stealing this money. That's when I started the fight. So saying, nin jonganaranga atul musumult. Sako jeng. Nin jen furana dulat.
Ika fa al musumult.
So they think that I am a maverick or a mad person because I tell them, Allah jang alkamulla fengol le sunya albu sungol de sung kanyo enyinga nenga cancel citizen la jilanka lundo nga fo je jonga besiren ko this jonga is a heartless human being. He has no heart, no soul. He is a cruel being. Look at how poor our people are. This man is eating all their money here. I know I did not give you the floor to talk. I'm the presiding officer of the council sitting, and I'm going to speak my mind here. Now for council only, because Jonga was like a demigod at BAC.
Wow.
Now Dundana Molka Silal, because he was that powerful.
Wow.
Jengwo is the biggest philanthropist. Atalaka Sunyana Jana, I queued at a Friday of $100 $200 $300 because that how but council ning salibo wado site wala salibo di wall. This is how they've been operating, and it is so bad.
Wow.
So that's what I fought hard to stop.
Wow.
And then Kabirimba kelala cooking yalu nila for corruption or kelala. Don't do it on your own. Do it with the people.
Do it with the people.
And the way you do it with the people is you go to the media and tell them.
And this is what I was this was the strategy. And this was one thing. Pa Modu na benjibe ka ba moilale. I have called him couple of times. Guy, Pa Modu, Yankuba ka trial by media like you go to the media and tell them even without following the procedure. That is not the conventional way of doing things.
Yeah, but you see, it does work. Yeah. Jonga dingol from school. Student only had dingol start kai Tony ka voyar vatol fama ka mulla kudole sunya. You see what I mean? So it started to work. Now, you know, because before Niama Mande, he believes he was powerful because State House was behind him. Because Ikata State House.
Yeah, Ikata causing bijela.
Yeah, Ikata State House. State House be protect kanne.
Yeah.
So it all fair. Mote bondinola.
Yeah.
Sonte I don't have State House behind me. But I have the people behind me.
Yeah.
Because people la kodolam. And then it all kije. So I nem molian ki dulado ko ngadanga do goke. Mimbi je manya nanu kunne. Then I have to come and tell them plain you never care. So nina dam go you never care in the account. Labo ne account dol belegada pa mo la studio.
No in pa mo ratol mo.
Aba pa mo you never care. E kanyina be sunya. Sama ko jonga jonga.
Alo di am si ba ko ha iko nyadi. But seriously, yeah.
We got the people with us.
Yeah.
So nimmoli calling ke moli eleve akafute badingol la akafute la mol la their own family started to fight them. Because nobody would want your family to be engaged in that.
And
so and then it is a whole community. It requires the whole community to fight these people, not one person.
Yeah.
So community the lada nyoganga kelo boy hang in the any minketa.
Yeah.
Saying e kamman e beka hani ka cool nata calm down. Then the egos came down, the bravados came down. Kelonyana Lundo ye modo le command. The guy saying lafte diamu chairman ya imbalan. Na kelo bang na do koki.
Wow.
Saying they subdued. But nge subdue le membulu mema.
Yeah.
Through the public. Because it cannot happen. But the public got involved.
Yeah.
And then they were laboni from the Tambela Marshall.
That was
So family,
yeah.
You know, and that helped them change. So they came, and then we want to start a new page. And when we open a new page, that day they came, they begged, Jeng begged, Jonga begged, and then some of the staffs and then council all came and pleaded. A new page open. Ibe konye sign, Jonga promised me ko sign abe tilinala, he will be transparent.
So I accept logo amantilino.
Yalo jonga ni jonga diamte na nyindom fo pour ka muta dala wala fon ko leata fon be because handi kay jonga tele nyun ko rota sa fa manyinta anda tobi ja sa fa mata ina se nyo sabale na nyo saba asa fa mata bari in the end kabrim pressure lo daga la so fon ko na we are getting involved family everywhere pressure was too much they wanted the public think on vilification on your dang it's a water bang a new page open.
Okay.
So okay, no problem. But saying we will open a new page, but no sunyaro.
No sunyaro.
Yes, more kind of sunya. Saying minkera, you all have to go in there and help me. Puruka and make sure. Kodo minyanta dunna na be dunna. Jeng konya saying kaya ite jengitele nyung horto belong kodo kadung huo kuko ya belong. Guys saying lafa kodo I dunna from everywhere. You know, initially they made an offer through someone. If I want, they can give me 60 million. Million. After 60 million of fena, we need to fix the Brikama market ASAP.
Hey, seriously?
Yes.
To personally give you 60 million?
Yes. They said if I want, I can even name any amount. They will give it to me.
Wow.
Because they are so accustomed to that lifestyle.
Yeah.
It all fair. Mindset member kudo nyimmanke mola koditi. Because it will name me the person mental.
Brikama West Coast call it am.
And will port a more bit, will the foire more bit. So we fought. Then this offer came, we opened a new page, saying account ngaje account ol sign withdrawal ol bukake because I out of stop le.
Yeah.
Nimo mo withdrawal ol so ka claims ol fina ni avena ngo ndo bambudu bule ndo accept. So wo bukata. So sometimes nka jeg lo nga expenditure be freeze. Nga because we need to get some money and then spend money. Waran debt min be la fa wala be clear.
Clear first.
So debt sol nada nga debt sol clear wala nyama. So then yalong mo kurungo buka bedeyano yemminke na GTR ol mo ka receipt ol men da ka ticket ol fenke ye sita le nyaka si man fem fonye fo ticket ol be banda kabin ticket ol banda sign no collection o man dara ke kam marché for almost 3 days jannen tol ba kalam dal nara longo ngom vay ñunu they don't want us to succeed ñunu man la venga succeed jang they want us to fail so they were just hell bent on destroying us. And then I went after them on that because ticket on under threshold after that you need to make an order.
Yeah.
So how come over that our threshold I don't know more 4 ticket on year bang. So saying therefore took the phone GPPC la direct talk MD call.
Yeah.
Nka ngedane because mbeda men neta ticket roll na ticket roll banda.
Yeah.
Wako nye julolo balla jalla mol majo. Nka ngedan bajo lal bari wem ma ko lan nga ticket roll sa. Ako nyalla mol kat wala fole biga nka ngedan nana fo be duma.
Yeah.
Wona ta fanya okay. Sema ko ako nye bari al mim fonka dato law cancel nte ma to londa stand because ato le ticket roll. Ako nye ato le ticket roll min dajang.
Wow.
Ako is 2,000 ngamen ako 2,500 ticket ngawleta.
Yeah.
O 2,000 ticket o KMC ka ulta na because KMC ka ubanne in a month.
Yeah.
Ndolla mol for over kabiri May for October. O ticket o mamba.
Anung atel se KMC triple.
Ako nye kule be keri la udla do ako nye memba yala e ka ticket o dede fayene e ka wodun the system ko. Odu mole nara longo. Yarfa nyunu sain kabiri alongo kiaman bukasonga koduta account odo saying ila collector ila loyal collector because jeng na dimbahala be collection on ading Suleiman jeng wala martan na major properties la the most major properties you're talking about QCell, AfriCell, Comium, all the big major one
all collect
so coming they started giving their own tickets me alonga manke GVPC ticket ode so ni o dealer ndolbe kawlong ikaw kodo collect kodo bugana cancel so cancel kodo mingana started going down as well so we were struggling to pay salaries all lot of things then sirvo bayo songo sirvo lundo sirvo en na ko chairman you won't believe this ko nga jandi ngomuta ayamuta muta ko ngamuta filo ko sunyaro la anu odumo nga new page le yele after new page yele da odumo la nyimbe na rage ngoy no sign no more peace with you people. I told my left peace. I told you are now sabotaging the system. Nga keledobia. Saying I just looked at the grounds. Nga grounds ngong ye baile. Utumole no ministry na keledo sa. So kabe ni ko nyin keledo bang. E ka dai fanye keledo. Ministry ko nga evidential be kiye ñun rek ngo be kiye kono itol tawol bayla wolbe murunnan wolbe do ko kelal ine council class tawol do wol ko jongate council modo use like yembe samba anti crime then the account will freeze from I think November December no salary we just still working but all of it they were doing it simply because they want me to stop this corruption business nga jonga ñol bula miten njurmol le keta bag do miten wol keta molbe ka mol kumande nang ini wol etale met lol ba vle VP vice president na nata gonni ediamu dajanam finta all lot of things so you go sometimes ninje ate jonga fon la ka medje nga diamu bar nga mim fo wolum ñun ndani ñinda do ko keno la ñing ay ta drong yal ne ka mim fo ko aida in fact the latter part em foi ko nte be sonnale nay do ko ke e ko nin sonda nay do ko ke for at least 6 months iba bondela le asamba la do fena but nimman son wala ibatu la jele fengo mbana ko ne atu jawro say in council mo fende do hu de kala dal fanam we will stand our feet and we will say no work say ngam tawala nyama so nem ministry in government basically this is the battle lines we drawn because ñunu kan na mo la kudo le ta anun dolla mo len kina je ko di ta stop atul go be kon no we are not accepting that so back and forth ninka say na council lolu wol fanang all yalon because we are doing this together
as a team.
We were united so one time nata na diamolu ke there was a lot of folks going ni sefol fangu nata wol fana sefol nata wol ni la committee do la fana nata yalon committee civil benu ñewatu amra committee do MPP UDP committee le war UDP DJ MPP do ronde bi la min jaata la committee la wodi am jaata ñol nata ko ñi alum tulmu West Coast dingolt and West Coast la ñaato tan dol be wolto mbe kelolo bulala nga do gog sa en dol laftale na ngambi ning ñun yesi ngafe ngamu me fo ko ñun kam mol la ko do domo ka domo ñame nga sate sa se fo do mi nu je wolu be sawndana wala tan daga so because ngam fo wala ñen ko do mi atol fo ñanda mu na fana ko do mi me yana be ko dala ñun ne asabu kay nga account li tandel so fana be kam fat be sako I think that day alkalo member da jiboro wobe nun jiboro la geology coordinator la kana councilor be no la for so many years abaka so no sai ngabiri wo yaje ko geology 34 million de jo 33 million de jo BAC ateman fensoro do wala regional ni sate o fensoro o fanan juso boda volta ko nyako yalo mem be na tilimbale ya bula I always say vola ko nyimbe kelo mena nyimandara fanna kelo la nyimbe bella kelo la and we have to stand up for this thing and yaje wotumo ni nyimbe kelo la wotumo le ka wo court case do wotumo le ka wo fana waja bindi so
be ni bota jeyta
nyi no yeta nyi court case to banyuna le nana do butu nal tadal lumbe nyi no ba fa la nyune bi kaybe then more and more cases keep coming
So this is the problem. Corruption kilo Gambia banko ka koleatal. Especially in councils. Ngajele KMC Yankuba went through Talib went through something like this.
Yes.
But Atolta is another level.
Way. My Talib you fonyela ko.
Yeah.
Ateloki ta time moment because Kabrata nada wodumo coalition government UDP was part of it. Lamin Damon Nibala Minister of Local Government.
Yes.
So most of the things na ko nyimari corruptal wara nyimari manyanala work is very easy ka wobokake ndol mo wala so ndol from day one ndol we are an enemy and then we have seen as enemy and the war was declared from that day because min keta kabiringa election of win ye min fo wolum nyndo gomba make so la tek succeed la in West Coast
so now ngamimwe KMC akamta ko ikamin be fono wato yemin be fonye kana yalla ko do domole ko ditija ya be sunyale some of us thought that was extreme but be wole je kan commissioner
that's right
mbaji kan commissioner to people are accepting
commissioner came and vindicated
you guys ko tonya kabiru nyunu nate kaminu be foko sunyaro min bijantinyaro min be keri jang wolwe keri now nyi atinale West Coast bebe koma as we speak.
West Coast, all the problems. Because every year there was no investment. Investment because West Coast. Sango katala ibam fembe keno. Abe katra wala nyama. 5 years. Silfo songo nyone wole keje. Ye moto kononto domande mali odrone fena.
Jabaringa silfo tata nusate jumalto.
Ta for China lemba kela moto ko do.
But yeah, he went to China. Silfo went to China no moto sangola no. So I saw those pictures.
Bari atala moto ya jale ning ye silfo la moto la ko ke demi time moment. Sama kono nal ni moto ta bondiro la tambana tututa. Albe track to alba sabaka burka bondina. Then KMC la moto na wena pip pip.
I tambi
ata bonga pip pip. Ale nyuji bal ko fa. Nimiso ke fal. Last year, and whether and dollar account or maybe carrying dollar account will fentige. So you keep thinking, where are we going to get the money from? Because we need money. We have too many problems. And then our people are really suffering.
And the disadvantage here is you are the most populated.
Yes.
You have bigger region.
Bigger region.
You have bigger responsibilities. Marcel Siata, Hadamadingol Siata, but also resources member West Coast.
Asiata.
Asiata. But Ntole Fota Mobile.
Yes.
And Chairman, 1 year into electoral consulto, Yajube B, you know, sometimes I look at what is happening in Brikama and other areas, even though it's your responsibility, Barinka Balafa. Because as a journalist, oh yeah, you know, but knowing what we are seeing at the commission,
yes,
we make a commission, and minus 10 million plus,
and then you start from
fresh, and then even in kilo bacon. How are you going to help the people of West Coast in the shortest period? Musola Marcel jiol ka float nyaming I stop. Loptanol kono jiol ka dundame I stop. Mola nyamol ye chika. Kabo phone
all the way down.
For Abuko. Wobe keno la nyadile.
So yalon this year we started with ward development fund.
Yeah.
14 million di each ward 500,000 di lang I think.
Yeah.
So that helps. The ward started getting something done.
Yeah.
It's a little money, but they started somewhere. Yeah. So Murunda, the number one problem moment wala nyama ko baleat. So we put that as our number one priority for this year. Ngo samabi nala de dulal be flood la and all these things but work ke karnanet. So this year we will sacrifice la for next year. This year nga motobal nyin noma. So nga GPPA process that in February. Nga tender issue. Pour motorbike 11, no tender in. Thank God, it took time, but a couple of weeks ago, GPPA approval of data of the successful bid. Then ngamera bilam Thursday, the bilam last date.
Yeah.
Because covering successful bid choose.
Huh?
Molminu be bidin nyinke belo notify coming kari nyol le succeedta and the succeedta nyin criteria la ka so kabiri ngo di wala luwa min fo nyanda 10 days le dile la pour ya appeal même man content so bilam last date malla we receive any appeal from anybody.
Okay.
So new man ke sama is supposed to be the signing of the contract with the successful bidder. Or successful bidder ninga contract was signed sama or Monday. The person has 10 weeks purka motobal nyam fudanina.
Wow.
So ninga motobal soto, that will be a start.
That will be a start.
So by this year we achieved something. We start with motobal this year, and then we are expecting that one motobal be deliver maybe December or January. We should get them.
Yeah.
Ninga also sign. Mfangona motobal be nyamol fenkela ni samana samatili kandi pota tem mutalan ngatanga bong motoba kutol them brand new. Each of them is like $7 million, $8 million.
Wow.
You see what I mean?
Okay,
and then 11.
Wow.
Bari motobal damande motobal nying gabe truck sol mu luleti. Open truck sol mu fulaleti. Septic tanko mu kilinti. There is another skip truck. Me along it has 10 skips. So you can skip all million di dulaldo.
Yeah.
Mol kan yamo faje ni parera kana ka nyi ka tabong. Kilineti. Then aton de fang sobulo fanam bembul.
So wow.
So sign na ning wonara ni open trokol nga wol nyine minna ni sobulo wala nyinde go ñun suntu ko ngol minu katara dulala kata ke be ko ke be fay. See? Deni bayla bulldozer fanan nga fanan dala. So bulldozer nying abe mako la ka tambana push ane abe mako la ka silol fanan ka berol fanan silol fanan level ndenya nyanta silol men dala ne berol la gravel la. So bela next year ninga ñu tools also we are ready to start somewhere into the second year of our term.
Yeah.
Yeah. So next year now, this year na next year budget because this year na budget betata on nyim trokol la ko.
Yeah. And firefighting.
Because ñun trokol ni etol jibe ñama ko la problème manke karnanit. Sama la problème mu nya karnanit. July, August, September.
Yeah, and then some October.
But ñama ko from January to December. You know, musol be all yundum around Nema Kunku, they call them Nopsajeker.
Yeah.
They voted for me, but their number one problem in their area. So it's been our number one priority.
Yeah.
So we tried the private company through Shania project it is not working. Well, and we this young go han ibem burbur lale fajindi cool bacon na newspaper, social media, everything, but mbemunyala wakande. But we will make sure ngamoto balso. Nenga moto balso to nganyim problem do easy mvonkan. Next year nga drainage all that.
But jenni kata auto council mi alonko albino minus 11 million Cabral Nata in 1 year. Aliye so al kodo botamintole pour que ñing project ko foye min soto wo botamito
yalum kodo kanale
wo be collector
kodo abe collector kodo kanale bari même problème o da kanale aka yema
okay
imagine saying assessment of that ngamre futata la jam fawtole so now they assess the properties because tarifo mimbe mol ngamim faw koros modol
na tarifo serendi
ani no mol tarifo ngaka 2000 baseline 2000 it's a valid property
okay
so what tarifo ñing because halum BAC man data fangole soto
at the council
so ni ko nye alla jamma fangola let's say bijilo how many properties level bijilo we don't know so collector min gana bijilo mbebe mo mari la bala fa ko nana ta biya ko nyanga korda tan ne kolega o dial asatara na diata e korda keme collect ay tan rom fena ko ngole soto but we don't know for kemele bije for keme fulal ni ta fo sangola this time akoy ngabe exhaust de fende wot so dumo le ka fo BAC ka fo limping period sai man ko do so dumo le kata bank sol no ma loan pour que salary jono kata so collector kanyene ko wala nan na collector jama bani bunjawon wala nan nga fo collector ka fo collector do le bije dada pa won la radio no gogo bunjawole ba budu
collector ni bunjawon
kamer nga fo sa nada lundola ngamara samo de following week nada cancel dole kay mambare ga do fa kay ko kay mister kay ko bi ko this week bari ara kay ndandi atole chamano mi gata kandi dunia la say ndana momo ya ga mo nyal tel ko di dile la atul musungol le so but this is the reality so saying ngaminga ngoy mbek bla bele assess la sign mbalo na bijilo korda jelle bijilo and wo kordal ni nyanda nanga mo min jola sangoto it will help us in budgeting and everything else and bitiki jelle bije and business jelle bijilo lafta ko belo so nga assess all haya ngem bula dogwal wo assess all buru wol fana la dogwot enen collectol wala kita kelot collectol mam pare nga information on you know because information on you power so man la fi ngalong and then they are not collecting everywhere because nka futat blaldo collect the assessment team will ko futat blade wol ka fo nan tol nen man ko ka fo to nyato nyantol nen man hani MP sol min be jalamba jaba wol kabir wol yela udla wol nen man fenjo Brikama ira kansul o député tan lul nim fulo fo tan lul ni sa woro wala ba ene man fenjo
because mo ne non futeya
but this year namol futata jele ko yal nyanta jolal ibe ko nonu numba jolal mal bu fekk dam koy now everybody has to pay because we have so many development goals min nyanda achieve the west goals because coming on info minu penunje momando ku kentole ya bele tunje so we have our job cut out for us and it's a big job
so this year
coastal road problem everywhere problem so this year ngau dedicate trokole so we want to get those trucks because ngalo no ben de mala nyame nyamolo be farin dula beto in west coast it's a big problem and then this is the reality so ni mol complain the video complain the namol kana ya banya chairman ñu bem tofu la janam ko bololende this is the reality they're telling the truth because this is the reality and then maybe last year they forgiven us because it's our first year but this year going onward they will not forgive us and then this year they can accommodate us a little bit but next year they cannot so we have to make sure we get the trucks nin trokol nada they reduce the mol problem ol ibajala den mol fon be condamn na le kan
operation route kabri commencé ko ekolok mo gambe be problem kon physical planning because he told the demarcations ke ni mol sita mol land wa fi tolle ka approval on ko ke so ni mol sita la dol to bi sanji jelu mol be la to ko be wulindi la je abe koleala so ntolla drainage system problematic generally la belom now atole mun plan le soto ka atala maybe I'll be elevate Nola.
Yes,
you have to be able to work with government, central government.
Yes.
But at all, as a council, what are you able to do, and at what time rate Albole Jubeka?
So the time rate mujanne samatema next year.
Next year.
So the likely chances, because the budget can start in January, so we might not be able to get the money before January. We have to wait like the beginning of January. But then in January, we need to complete some of the road works. This year, to see how far we achieve level. Then going into next year, road works, we are going to do that one. But the drainage system, at the moment, the development and planning team went out there to do a proper design of having a master plan of a drainage system. Brikama but we are going to start with Brikama la Fenko, Marseola area. Jumin Kalo Marseoro, Obi Findinola Nyaming smoothly, seamlessly out of Brikama without much problem. Lafa that level. You know what I mean? The Nimbodo, we will want to Lafa Brikama stop la follow. Ngananang Atunilafang Burfoot. Because you still do go migra Burfoot, wofana tinyaro balake. So it becomes an emergency situation for us. And then but Janu wofana tema nema wasulungkunda is not a big problem for us. So we want to then try to target these areas. Ngol to Mamandi, Ngol fananda drainage work on. And then we ninga would drainage all bang, so would you will mitigate the back. Because ala indema kukula na jio buka sama bema. Few months left. That few months, if ninka geo manage no effectively, then that helps a lot. Geo na drainage na problem. You know what I mean? But there are areas many along drainage kambaran water back. Nema na woko to stream zone this year World Bank through Waka that is West African coastal area. Yemul makwe bakele with pompul pompen masingolu ani jela ko to stream clear for both KMC and West Coast. Now NDMA fanai jaban na latria la udla deda reservoir deda NDMA makwe Brikama kabo dona ya kata fo marakesa yoto fanai blal deda mi ango joka bornoje. So until sign na drainage nyanda galamende kabo Brikama kadun jambar sana la kana ninjel. But jambar sana also jenanta manage la effectively so that drainage ning akan because signing samasi da mo ma fon la mol ka wudaile fone sama bande na mo nela kordal gon. So we have to find a long-term solution. So next year the target is at least 40 or 50 million would have to be spent on the drainage around Brikama market alone.
Brikama market alone.
Alone.
Wow.
The drainage system on be push. This year we could not because we had to spend. We needed at least 100 million plus for the trucks.
For the trucks.
Because each truck is about 7 million, 8 million, 5 million, 6 million. So we cannot spend anything else on drainage. The rest of the other money went to ward development. We had to also make so a student on la karambol job. We paid almost about 300 students. This year. Next year, we want to increase it. BAC for the last 5 years, they only helped 114 students.
For 5 years?
For 5 years. We've done 300 in 1 year. And it only 5 years support for student support among scholarship. It's a support. A car dealer mainly a tertiary institution. Many along 2,500, 3,000 or 5,000. Until we paid people who are at American university and their school fees are almost about 200,000 plus. But we will put a cap of 200,000 for each student. Not the rest you have to pay that. But we pay University of the Gambia students who are like 90,000. We pay other universities like the Open University, I think they are 46, 45,000 a year. You see what I mean? We've done that. This is because near local government acts we need to spend our revenue in 3 phases. One is development, recurrent, and then welfare. So welfare was non-existent. Now we want to start the welfare. Next year, we're thinking because the dollar is depreciating. People are really going to struggle. And how are we going to be able to help people on that front?
On that front.
So next year, we're thinking our welfare budget needs to be increased a little bit. Ibanyalate dana student scholarship damala, warang hospital treatment alone, but we need to cater for some situation where people are going to really starve.
Yeah.
And we will need to intervene at the council and give them something to eat. It wouldn't be cash.
Yeah, but it will be
we can buy food support.
Yeah.
We can give food, and then we buy food. Ngalande council. If you come, we will get somebody who will be like a welfare person,
or something.
officer, and then he will have to go with you into your compound and see that this is the reality you face, and then maybe help you with that. But we have to cater for that because we've been Alan.
Yeah.
You know, next year things might get a lot tougher, and we have to prepare for that. So all of those. It's a tiny budget that needs to cater for all these situations.
Things, yeah.
It cannot be only drainage. It cannot be only. I wish I have billions. To speak to people to see how best they can help us.
Yeah, I'll come to that. But I also know Mansakunda Nyanta obviously support Dilala.
Yes.
How is that going? I think it's 25% of your
25% of our development budget.
Yes.
Is that development budget this year is 120 million.
Yeah.
Mansakunda by right need to give us 40 million.
Yes.
They said they will give us 4 million. 4 million will follow. You see what I mean?
But the law says they should give you 25% of your development budget.
They've never been given it to BAC, but not only BAC, all the area council mantra. So, nim ye tubab du jafang kabirandara on this tour. Most of their local governments, central government does policy, local governments implement.
Yeah.
So the central government kakodo the local government implement and they accounted for to the central government.
Yeah.
So until we don't get anything from the central government. And then we have all the problems. West Coast now, we have more people, almost half of the country is in
West Coast. Yeah.
The population of census
1.1.
1.1.
49%.
Yes, 49% of the population. West Coast. So West Coast, we have the biggest problem.
Yeah.
You know? And then if we don't have no support from them, so we're not getting support from them. Instead, we are getting a war from them. They are fighting us. They want us to fail. And the name failed, it is not good for the people.
No, it's not.
Because imagine now we are thinking of next year, they're going to really struggle with feeding and survival. Council to be there to help those people. If you want us to fail in that, how are they going to survive?
Yeah.
Students school. If we fail, how are those students going to get school fees? And then how are they going to get jaralo?
Yeah. Well, what can you do to improve that relationship? Because I know new relationship man improve. Untol West Coast nim form untolong. Because ni hajube Kabirin Preza on Ataje, Ako Marseille, Mansaleta Marseille. But I said to them, Kabirin Nafengo Dolja Marseille, somebody said, Uncle Baranga, Mansako to let Marseille.
I need to let them in actually.
Yeah, so we go to let Marseille. And also, but then when I saw in the last meeting, they were criticizing how Marseille ignoring and all that stuff. And I'm like, okay. But also, in Governor Kabiri Musol Gulindi, Ali Alfon Burundi, Altatale, Tesito Kedlato, Musol Sambaje. And then Eko, you cannot build there. So sometimes I look at it, I say, this petty politics, it's gone to a point because at the end of the day, I don't understand why Governor to Sonna, Ale Marseille bondi musoli musol mini alonko West Coast dingol la keno mu West Coast keno leti governor mu West Coast la governor leti so ma understand no if that politic is not there, that internal fighting mantraje in relationship improve that maybe will be te kenola. Do you think there's a way that you can improve your relationship with central government starting from governor?
Central government until we are not fighting the central government, until we are focused on the development of West Coast. The problem is the central government that is fighting us. We are in a Ukraine situation.
Ukraine and Russia.
Until you stop fighting, then they will kill us. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
If we stop fighting, we are dead. But if we fight, we survive. So we're going to fight. But they can stop the fighting and help. If they have the interest of the people of West Coast, they will help.
Yeah.
Because the interest of the people of West Coast should matter to all of them. But until we are not fighting them, we are not holding any money of theirs. Until mantari la kodo muda, ito le until la kodo muda iko ita adilan. Yeah. Anu wokudo nying. Ntoluka, let's say Ntolu West Coast warani nyame. Ntoluka maybe 100 or 300 or 400 million na collect from West Coast. Mansakunda ka billions and billions la collect from West Coast.
Yeah, because per capsule be GRL ka collect.
Exactly. Yeah. And then number 2, sand mining, black sand mining, is a lot.
Yeah.
So at least if you're making billions from West Coast,
you should
give West Coast people at least 200%, at least they are 25%.
Yeah.
But you are taking billions and you're not giving us anything. Nim kombe development of an problem they're not being fair to West Coast. Because last 5 years they had their man there. Sirifo was part of the government.
Yeah.
They didn't do anything. Problem all biji. Sa West Coast golko. Algo Yankuba Kulubala, Algo Yankuba Mukelela, Algo Yankuba Munyan, Tulbe Yankuba Mukaredi la line of Marco. Sa Webema Kabrin Nata. Because they were not given. To be fair to them, Mantra Okodo Dik and Sirifo Fana. And Sirifo was with them.
Yeah.
So, and Sirifo was cooperating with them and he was not getting the money. So that tells you go cooperate. And cooperate and that's all. Woman Kodo Nyindin.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? Mim ben told them all of Nyindugo. Ntolla Hurung min ben Najana ol Suki. Kudo min nata nga spend on our people every year.
Yeah.
Nga demanding kake. Nim motobal nata saim kudo spend dawodo woka nyama kuo nyama problemo tala da West Coast mboda wodo ndada nga drainage kuo tala mboda wodo nga sila damal deda mole mol ka dunne silol men development o binakan domandama o binakan yirwa binakan na lalbe transform la new woka ke every year jandim bakalam dalam vanambe development o kala kabrin dada Europe Finland ngambin koros wolum nyundugo ela sate o nying Ima did that Sanjikil and Sanjifula. They were spending hundreds of years of expenditure, call like investment in the country.
Yeah.
Only after that, Nimvanaya that the investment was signed. Ntolanga that.
Yeah.
Every year we invest. Because this year, 14 million of investor, Amansunya, I invested.
Yeah.
10 million of min duntaka Juloljo, Amansunya, I invested. 3 million of min dundaka student on the school job, I invested. 5 million of min dundaka sila de I invested. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
We also spend another 16 million to pay back some of the liabilities in the Minudundan in 2024. Ufanambe invested. Now we have to pay at least 33 million towards the new vehicle Ninata. Ufana is money well invested.
Yeah.
So new investment of Belanyokan is in excess of 60 million invested in this year. In the previous years. Next year, if we invest another 100 million, or 150 million, or 120 million next year, another 120 million, people will begin to see the difference.
Yeah, and that brings to my next question. Yemin for pay development mo stages lati, and abuka in 1 year.
Yes.
Jikibale tinati West Coast. Anu hani bi nini mansa joteda min ka finde ka kilo ko West Coast musole
bagava
ikajile load lato I was watching this video and I was tearing. I'm like, I don't know for Yankuba kajile nyu musolu e ka kilo min kai
ba wan dana mane ataki yeko wala dana mane no ma because I had to compromise
gaso be faile kai be bulo ko sile ba fala julama na fair and they believe in you so much.
They do.
And now they also have to understand that this is going to be a process. It's not going to be first year, imantela problem will be solved. Now, how do you communicate this to them for them to understand? Because the expectations are high. Yankuba nata doko la julama na feala. Abe kelo kela nyela, abe doko kela nyela. Atelebe na Marcel senendla, atelebe na Silol senendla. Ndingo la karambunjo. But that cannot all happen in 5 years. In fact,
no.
It
cannot. But you know, they yalo na musol nying hakil malam wede. They understand. Yalo follow. Mostly in Samakara, I am always in the market with them. Should they understand if I had the money, we would have fixed all of those problems overnight. But we don't have the money. And then nyanta kodo shodla damen they sometimes ka try le ka suki kambaliana.
Yeah.
And that is very difficult. So nyanta shodla dadul mento we are trying to get it from there.
Yeah.
Ngana murung ngana invest in them. But etoli ajale nim Brikama nim sama kera. Sama be banna doro. We always try ngata nga jitango sak nga jiobe sak nga jitango finansan. So nana nang kasaba la ngata nga bom. Ngata nga wo bondirong ka bom forest minto. The same government problem. Forestry yang allow pru nga bonje. Any yenara overnight malo minko alkana so nyuni abonje kung kana jiobong forest okon. Sa nga jio nying kasamba tambala ngata nga tumbudumuje. Whereas forest odo nin jitanko tataka only few minutes like I do sabata abongena. Sa imanso wala we have to go on the other one. So everything yake they try to make it difficult for you. But we said no problem. Let's do it this way. Because for us, and we are doing that. Because there is nothing wrong about that. You know, so every time we are doing this, so musoli different jele. Hani nyebongo to me alongo joka produce 18,000 liters they can produce in every 2 days. We are always we always try to come and drain it ngadanga fai. Samana dangatanga fai. Nka kodo min spend water, ninka motobaka tripo minda fuel minka jo water on a daily. In fact, we made it 2 shifts. Dolo kata somandale, wale ji up to 2 o'clock. You know, we are 2 o'clock. We later for almost 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock. Ibaka, ibabon, ibasabale ibabon, ibasabale ibabon. So nin sama obviously nin sama nada nin symbol kana. So na nin symbol nada geo kana for kumbane. You cannot touch it. But geo you give it 1-2 hours. Wakatara beta but akatara lorin dulal. So dulal nying akatara lorin marse wala florin because drainage nyiminya dafin la wala sukita. So saying nyanda minkela next year wala mu wasukol nying kawul bonni saying nin sama nada next year nana ta drong obviously drainage nyinte sama nyim bon nin sama nada nin sembo mingana drainage tabe sambano in 1 minute but minka to koma teng nin nyindong force one or tata minka to koma saying wo bebe tala ni wo pipe la faranka fin yani ba la septic tanko be would dedicate la mainly on fengole la tonde la fang on this at the fish market. But near Jibe this year, police olu, honey you num barracks. You num barracks, kamo min dorombe oro min be fada labang we koika panel daika kamo ning dionyin takataka abong. Ndolda nangela je bele drainier through our septic tank.
Wow.
We did that for them as a council. And then we do that for all the public institutions, schools, university, college, anyone within our region. If they have that near request fee, we try and pay the fuel and we try and go and drain it for them. So with limited resources, we're trying our level best.
Yeah.
You know, but this difference is only 1 year. Yeah. People will not be able to see.
They will not notice it. Obviously.
Yeah,
yeah.
So
because regional
waro. Yeah. But next year, because this year B need a Brikama.
Yeah.
Marseille ka be surround neman poto idungo isungo mandum poto kon because ndolnga bele concrete. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Marseille be surround. Next year nyanta duna Marseille fanan kono ngala ground floor en because oto fanan be mom betea.
Yeah.
Oto be bolo nyam. But saying we have to prioritize because priority do ko memembul atambitale. And that is Brikama. Ina da all you know.
Yeah.
Sila do bijeteng. Next year no
Marseille to musol complaint balake
no problem was all you know yalum diamo shadaje but saying thank God youth solo nim VDC found le meeting osoto together with the CFO member all you know note can make so Marseille ni na to cancel because Marseille ni be to lebulu obiti ko min baby jen tol buka fen soto je it is all going to all you know individual will look and all land mo cancel land. But because of BAC la nyum corruption ye land di molla woli bungol loje e be ol bungol collect la for so many years could spend wo bungol there be receive le sign. So sign all you know youth solo because kabirila fence of boyta. They were not happy, they were complain that it had social media nge kumaneng ko hey We are part of you people.
Yeah.
We are not enemy or strangers. If you have problem, call us. We'll fix it. Ikunya hali na fentol boy ko sa yala mingar al telefon yala fento mezo al nita kodo menna ka spend. You bring the bill. We give you the money. You go and fix it. They came with 288,000. We give them 288,000 to go and fix it.
Wow.
They went with it and fixed it. So now they realize that the council is part of them.
Yeah.
And it's trying to help them. And the plan we have with them together is that we filo mimbe je filo nyanta move la because council ya keneba dollars around paradise. Nyante move la water ke filo ning recreational center for the whole of this area.
Yeah.
Then we filo bedami ngawo add to the market.
Marcelo.
Because all you know is becoming one of our second busiest in West Coast.
Yeah.
Then that filo be add to the market and then it will become a bigger market. But ila silo nying go into the garage and the other one, we have plans next year to try and concrete those ones. Because this year isila dolo ke minu be firo la be kenale la fir ginorungol ne fengo de kara be fay wasilo la kan and it was very bad. They put it on video. We saw it.
Yeah.
I wish we had the money. We don't have the money. And it is not in our budget because everything is going for the trucks this year.
Yeah.
We couldn't do much. But I wish we have the money. But next year, because what we saw this year, Ketanyami, we don't want that to be repeated. We don't want the people in that area to go through that again next year. So next year, our fight will be before Samaina, nga make so nga concrete. And we already have that understanding with the youth. They are ready. All they are waiting on is for us to get the money. We buy the bitumen, betango, betango the basalt, and then we buy the sand, and then the cement and road, nga big road j, nga nga silo nyindera nibe adeda nab. You see, nini mule silo deda.
Yeah.
Take
And this is what I was going to say. Community initiative, Yemi introduced. You know, how effective is that? Because instead of your contract holder, ka kodi jama di be million ol jola that million order ma fong se bagasol sanola pour ko ken. So
nini community li anga. Ite mi mu chairman ite ka fara because nita ma pelo mu da mol buka pelo mu.
Ha.
Ko sika jal ni mol nara. Eka ibe kala fele tara siring. But ni sita do kuta kala.
Ha.
Because I momentary joker is a free service.
It's a free service.
But because he tell me la nyaton ko dan ni later do ko la ni enem pelo je ifanan kam malule dara siri
ko sir fo dun ka pelo mo bayo sonko
bayo ka pelo mo dal bare yalo bayo na pelo mo da sinya kala ke cameraman o da video ren na
ade video la ka siate bula yeah
no bari do ko la bayo is a hard worker you know so hani sidik nyol bele ka do ko they all work very hard.
Oh wow.
But community nying to tell you the truth, they've really helped.
Okay.
Because ninga mol kumande mol kene dangul. So we provide them with da samon in kondong and then we try to do it. But the main thing going advantage of it is community ownership.
Ownership.
Yeah. Ni ikejele ni tole silo men de davon ni moto fon ka be bornya kele ka ba he bor ku jande dol batata ni silo kunna yeah dol batata ni silo kunna so ikal ngol dogo now
they're taking ownership
because before then contractor yake they don't care but because they sweat over that the vengonye silo now they care about how you treat that silo you know, much more near moto jemi alonga bo tinyala, they will jump on you because they built it themselves through their own community effort. So it's quicker because you don't need to go through long processes of bidding here, company jana. All you do is you buy the materials. You buy the materials and then you get the people to do the manpower work. And then so you through that, in fact, I have companies. Many they are civil engineering companies, civil construction companies in this region. I got his number. I think a company he has up to I think about 30 staffs.
Wow.
Mr. Jallo. I'm coming now chairman, I kabring mbalo bele that. Now anytime, call me, I'll bring my staffs and we will also join you. And we will help you with all these things. So, you know, with people like him, we want to engage them when we start the coastal road. We'll get them to come and help us in the technical part. and then we do the donkey work. So because we get the consultants, we get them from NRA, they tell us, then we do like they want us to do it. Sometimes I'll cemento mix nyamega and you mix in man correct.
Yeah.
Because it told they are very specific.
Yeah.
Can you minyandanala has to be
that was going to be my next question. How are you able to
know the material?
In as much as I love the kake alfangwe, but the technical expertise nying pray me is that also factor?
Hani betang minkasan. Ikasama NRA a test.
Oh.
Ika kenyo nyum fanan test le ala quality test. Cemento fanan. Ning quality me cemento me na quality me ka okay jele nimo fene buka accept. Last time now almost about 300 or 200 bags. Now about 500 bags of cement. Will be tinyara because he man song man better.
Okay.
You know, you call man better. So it has to be a specific cemento.
Yeah.
And then it has to be specific kenyo. Yalongo NRA will approve pur silo la dog wala. And then we need a contract with them like commenta. That's what they want you to use. Roto fan the same thing, and then anyanta level lanyame the same thing. So it's very helpful. So ndolumi mu fengo nyane wala mu ka ila mo la kataraje aka mixing jibal ka cemento nyimna quality nyim mix. And then na futa la jana fan and they also check because niya bongi ka fa nyima better. You know, alla mixing nyima better. Wala alla geosciatal. You get all of that problem. So they make so I think now la geosciatal ka payload ya bonde je ya fay band.
Yeah.
So muti nyaro. I dalia koko tanjalia murundalia remix. Or they will not accept it to go in there.
Good. Now West Coast waratale, and this is what a lot of people say, including me. Tolbota lameni mandina ring. Muntumale chairman beftala na mafongola. But niya jube places like Burfoot ya fojang. Kabiri ni sila doko keda. Sila doko advantage na disadvantages all bijele fana. Tonyalo nga sila beto also tole bari. Jiboro problem ol fana nati satel konole. Ngamira kunun konna multa ta Burfoot. Burfoot ngolbe kumbola. Dinka balu jiola silo. In fact, before that, nga report dole force sotonung, wofanang they talked about company told me and silo da Burfoot. What ye silo kara basing akata problem, but when we reach out to them, they told us yes, there's a problem, and they're going to fix it. Sabula kita sama fulot akadu mola sol kono kara mongol be kono kunun ko fana na mol tata je kabrin sama warta jiol ji silo warta as council ni silol min bije yes government la projects lo mean silolti but now silo e mantorol min fana nati sati molkan. How are you working with government to fix this? Because obviously, sila doko le o problem or not. Atol kol si fal tano, alcohol albol doko la nyadele. How are you going to handle situations like that?
So, firstly, government ni be silo de dale ale beka fem fontole. You know, sometimes they invite our planning team, and then they will say, but the planning would normally ask, what about the primary drainage? Yalu ning government ye silabal deda. A primary drainage ol deda silabal ka. Council la doko soneat. Because tolba na secondary drainage level na no ngacho la primary drainage kan geobeta. But primary drainage le mansoto. So saying councils have to do both the primary and the secondary without no help from the central government. One of the big challenge. They are getting billions, we are only getting millions. So the hope is that in the future, the next future government will change that. Because until you change that, development will fast and rapid in West Coast and other regions.
Also.
No matter how ambitious and how keen the people are to attaining such development goals. At Kenola, the central government made that. But the central government we have, unfortunately, a mentality is all politics. Ninga nyinge yangu todi asur laje. Ninga nyinge amanke West Coast UDP le todi asur laje. Ninga nyinge nyinde so I'm not doing it. Alinge bulaje UDP le nima todi asur laje kele tokuyat. That's the mentality. That's how they think. That's how they operate. That's how they do everything. Everything. Hani musola control election nga mumejele ya beke nyole nyam. MPP dorong. So for them everything nin drainage be fengalamba inaugurate as MPP. Nimbe silo do gula be kala MPP let. Nimbe nimbe Marcelo lamba fala MPP. So MPP amanke hani Islamu for me mudino de minga molta marjana. Abuka ke wonyama. MPP they want everything MPP from A to Z.
Yeah.
And that is not possible.
That's not possible.
Democracy,
Yeah.
political party olu kanyo ya yale. E kanyo partner. But you know, ima mentality londe. Molbe baro bala advise na. Baro from karanta wolde. Here do sano baro advise na. Wapla Yankuba kulubala ranga abute.
Ngabute. Ela ko ke dimelde. Ko Yankuba. Ela ko ke dimelde malo ni kanyo je mintol.
Ya do. Na kanyo ni na yo kanyo ndo kere mol batan la dula beto. Ngai kanam dahan di janawai.
Ko Yankuba kamol batan le ko Yankuba.
No, but it doesn't handle button. Until became brand, until we want to work.
Yeah.
It all they want to politicize everything. Because you don't mean that.
But yeah, I tell to dia. Yankuba, I mean, the truth is, in politics, because no sitting government want to lose the most populated region.
No, but remember nga.
Moma la fo fola.
Yeah, but remember.
Ni tol France fe o fenke ke fa empower pour ko so te bakela. Pour ite kana you so that you don't win, so that they can go back to the people and say, well, ali atele tombong, amo win so sai aladin tolla man sakunda, because I remember during the local government election, this was what the president was saying. You know, in KM and West Coast ako niaje man sako KM because West Coast ato funo le jaka still for mala multi. Ako niaje man KMC do kuno mimbi jang imantara nampati yoto ninga ko fo eta kela. Bari sai nale adina molan se do ko keno KMC kole.
No, bari wala ronda.
So niaje
Sirfu mala multi aman do ko keno West Coast. Bari yajele nte for example, I take an example of me. MPP council level naje.
Yeah.
But I gave them 500,000 to do whatever work they want to do.
Yeah.
Umu MPP la todi alte in those words.
Yeah.
Umu itol council la todi alte no wale na yudi bingo le boindi.
Yeah.
But I am not looking at it from the party line. I'm looking at it this way. New West Coast tata nyato.
Yeah.
New regional beta nyato. There is no way they will extricate my name from
that. Yeah.
Dianyon.
Yeah.
Ning Gambia government ye 40 million di Brikama area council. Nga funya wunya nga Kenya wunya mol ba fala hali ya ka bar government fund ne ko do. Ndo bondi knowledge.
Ndo bondi knowledge.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So wo mu ye todiality. Wo man ke to ya do mi la todiality. So wo mu MPP la todiality mo to bondi knowledge.
Yeah.
But you see the people will be even proud kajeko. MPP did that with
UDP. Yeah, that's
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it all man there are people fengo miragande. It all because you have myopic people. Mini anu go kungo buka tama. Baro yo kumpo kuringo le samba balaje ka ko le mu adonde fang advice. Henry Gomez. Henry wo ko muna advice. Puch paj malam panji there. Puch paj panji everywhere. Salong.
Youngs gaje itata you went to Europe altata mina UDP la de kajabe dula la bide kajabe dula de ala be diarde folo bari be futalan la dol to de bari itata altata tola itata congress le bodo congress itata obviously you went to Europe, you visit other areas.
Countries.
You visited my people, Baluo.
Yes.
I was really happy. Joseph called me and said, he sent me a picture with Abdullah. Do you know this guy? So I'm like, hey, that's my chairman.
Yes.
He has the biggest region, you know. You went to visit them, but also in Barcelona. You also went to other regions. Not later Congress, but you went to visit other councils as well. You experienced the land and these visits, how would it help Brikama area council?
Very good. So imagine like next week, Barcelona, Barcelona, we visited Barcelona metropolitan area.
Yeah.
Udamila metropolitan area la council.
Yeah.
We visited them. We met with the politicians.
Yeah.
And then we also met with the technical staff only.
Okay.
So kabirin ni fengera. We need a lot of help.
Yeah.
But ni bitala tubabole ni ko en sula nafta motoba la fa million la fa janin karale na boto fan ni ko eke baile
ha.
So you tell them in a language that they understand.
They understand, yeah.
We lack a lot of technical know-how.
Yeah.
And we need technical assistance on a lot of things. So that way, they understand. They want to help to boost your capacity, technical. They need from another. They can study and understand what your problem is and able to help you with it.
Yeah.
So Nim Barcelona follow that, because that was our first UDP la Congress at Barcelona, and then we capitalized on it because UDP le pass to go and attend the Congress.
Yeah.
So we capitalized on it and went forward and did this meeting. But thank God, Sylvia from Bolo Association at Tujere was in Spain at that time. So I telephoned Abdullah Long, telling Abdullah connecting, and then we went to meet Joseph at the HQ. So we were even thinking of how we partner with Joseph to create opportunity for Gambian Women diaspora, and they want to pay their rates at BAC, how they can do that through Balu. We think that would help. So we are going to work on that a lot with them. So Barcelona, Nim Barcelona Metropolitan Council Sol Midsta. So ngana problem also, we spoke at length about other things, but one of the things we also want them to do is walamu EU la next calls for proposals. Walamu EU la for next marco ro, la for financial marco ro kala dame. Need to apply la they can also include BAC as part of the application. And that is because EU is planning on what they call blue economy next year. So we want them to also help us so that we get 1-2 projects out of it. And then they are open to it. And then the thing is in November, and then they will send us technicians in January, February. But just this week, Tuesday, I got information from Sylvia Kourou. In fact, what happened is they are meant to go to Senegal, but what they want to do is, because they're so excited about this whole Brikama thing, they want to, Senegal, I think they will be in Senegal Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, so they want to extend it. Brikama, Gambia, and then be able to visit us at Brikama on, they will be here on Thursday, visit us on Friday, and then they will go back on Saturday.
Oh, great.
So all of that came as a result of this. So I mean, Lasama will be a lot. Because Barcelona, you know, are very advanced city level. And then they've learned a lot. It only they are on another level now. So they can help us a lot. And then Mandaworo, we did the same thing. Finland, but then for Finland, we went to Denmark. Denmark too, we tried to see how best we can get help. Denmark, kukulin na nyaboro ila foles wo. They do everything is foles.
Yes.
So saying we managed to get some contact with Danish police, and Danish police said they will give us at least, I think it's about 200 bicycles.
Oh wow!
So I mean, and they can give us this amount every year.
Every year.
So how we're going to be able to import it. So the UDP chapter, they are trying to see how best they can help BAC to be able to bring our motorcycle. Then Boro Dara Norway nga only weekend or so nene bojaning day jobata manyo jeno, but we spoke in a conference and they're also willing to see how best they can help us. But not only that, we also got, there's a Gambian guy there called Omar Drame, who donated us 40 computers.
Wow.
And we're trying to get those computers into Brikama.
Oh, right.
So what we plan to do is, either the recreational center we are planning, we will try to get these computers there and then help. But in Denmark, Suleiman Savane,
yes, Suleiman, very helpful guy.
Very helpful guy.
Yes.
He also promised some laptop solar and then gold for treadmill sol.
Yes.
Because I treadmill jamal so.
Yeah.
So guy no nintole usoro betal antola mol boroka mol
vengan. Yes.
Exercise
so
all of these things are all coming as a result of that.
That's good.
So then no way we got these computers, and then in fact Spain for now we're getting some computers from to Torrelles, between Torrelles and Tujereng and all that. So then we went to Finland. Finland we got a whole lot of things. So now we are supposed to have some training on SDGs, that is Sustainable Development Goals training that is going to be done by the Espoo city in Finland, because Helsinki metropolitan in Finland, capital Onying, Sate Sabalabiji, I think one is called Vama, I don't know the spelling of that, is Vama. Okay. Then you have Helsinki, and then you have the other one is Espoo. Okay. So we managed to, Helsinki, Nimita, they are keen on education on how, because Helsinki, they are very much focused on education. Libraries and all that thing. Okay. So Espoo too, they're very keen on education, but they're more keen on technology and other things. Okay. So they want to see how best, but they want to help us with the SDG, how we get our SDG, Sustainable Development Goal, how we achieve those goals. And then in the future, we are hoping, because the mayor at that time in 3 months, so hopefully there will be a new mayor, and then but we have a good Somalian Olumu as a councillor. He is very close friend to a lot of Gambians there. Yeah, and then he has been very helpful, and he's still pushing a lot for us to get a lot of good contact with that city in Espoo in Finland. In Finland. So basically, this was the trip. Good. Yeah. So and then also Finland, they did a fundraising. Yeah. I think they raised about 3,000 euros for us at BAC, a mixal sort of concrete mixal from Finland, from MCC in Finland. Okay. So we got something. Yeah. Oh, that's good. Yala wala na nyangaro ko ni ma ya ibuka chen. Yala wala na imbango buka chen at the moment. Go baro buka tama. Baro ka tama loko. Baro China doro. Not other China. Yala daga minda African Conference. China, UN, AU, ECOWAS. No. Yalum Google na biye. Jawara. Niaje Gambia chendanun dala so strong da banko strong da. Sango sang Jawara sa ala fudun ngo paka ratu ba wolia. Na afrata ya ko Gambia no ko ngin dia as a gift. Na binale ya sako fandin ko dola naina. Ya jam na duta bula bora ta Taiwan akwai alimma ko nyina nalma ma ko mbida China baro faran ka ta China sai hani ya jam ga dani den fenko la diploma fenko la na ni ya jam bukata AU China AU Africa meeting wala ya jam ga purposefully because he want Chinese to help him with money. Okay. Now for the Taiwan ne wol man kudo dia la ko okay nalman so mo don den China be ga badi wol design ko jama dia Ning China ning Taiwan for ya boulevard at Arabo now I declare Islamic State of the Gambia. But he gets money. He gets money. Yeah. Akaya ila Cheng. Barrow is the only president me alongo. Abuka pareka fendi. Barrow me la bro dalti de. No naman dem fendi. Je? Asal man dem fakilina. Halbe fa usien dawal. Muntuma le ale fa ya bon. Muntuma ya yo bon. No, but je fama fala. Ba fala ba ya mo bonni no de paraka mi ko be fa fala dum wolon den diya kata isa fa no loko e kam fa ya danka barka bondi fa ya buka bondi baraka ba fala la ba de la after president no bondi no la no nga fa ya ngo bondi je no bondi je alto bondi no bondi je na man dem fen yani yalbe mo fakir ne be ba dama man den je so baro buka travel banko aya kolende mboka Yeah, Kabintara Norway. Yeah. Norway need a bilateral with Gambia. They only need to sign bilateral. These are Ndei Jobate and Nene Bojang will be able to do a lot if that bilateral exists. Yeah. Because Katale for the top government officials. But what can we do for Gambia? If there is no bilateral, we need bilateral sign with Gambia. Na Tangaranyol Bidai, Besirinjai, Mobebe Dai Lajang, nobody is willing to do anything for this country. This is the problem. You go to so many of these countries, there is no bilateral with Gambia. Ibebe Sirinjang, ni je benju chumbung ibegara China because iko brown envelope di China. Ni ko China, wakatare ibebe bare because brown envelope China. But ni ko Europe, it's cold nalda. Tuwa mo ka fendi. Alo mo ka fendi mo. But ima nene bojang konya yang bariala jam mo man la fi brown envelope wala ga no man na brown envelope konya ni na fa brown envelope wala. O ka soto ya. Ayo ko inna. But that is the reality. That is the reality. Yes. Chairman, ina hata yatra constitution no ikoya gazette. Ila pati leader sita jane 2 days before a gazette in Kengani nka nga moy ko nyuko ibe constitutional government ko be constitutional gazette la ako hani doto bondi 2020 to UDP te
it's on because consultation manke. It happened that consultation or manke. Even though Dawda Jalla ko consultation oketa, but GDC ka manke, UDP ko makalamuta, hani doi from Ngami read from Foroya, it's looking like they're also saying ko it'll man participate in it. Civil society ko man participate. Mang other parties all moy, dol moy. Bari yeah, gazetted already. Now, what is your take on the constitution? Because at the end of the day, Tonyalo, if falling, it has to go to National Assembly, then it comes to us as the citizen. But it more coming kudol bijele, 50 plus bijele one. I was one of those people who said back to sender because why would Beletam, Muna Natol Motani Lulwesi Ali Aderamin Diatali Akaji. I am of the belief that they were looking at themselves when they were. I say this openly because Femol Mimbe Falenta, mere executive effect like will change most of the thing. But can we look at it from another angle also? What is your position on this constitution issue?
No, for me, I don't support it at all because nothing I don't support. It means you are rejecting the other one.
The 2020? The
2020.
What rejected no far?
Ani itol MPP deputy only are reject. Sabu barona la man sakundale will reject. But Gambian only will di. Because covering Constitutional Review Commission of Itala itar dunia bel to Gambian only met.
Yeah.
Ka make so momo la hamen ko momenti puru nyanta marala Gambela marala buloni. Maralang fenko nyin kango nyin ibe kango etar lan ye mo bele consult so nyunu ka consultation o menfo ama nyin dong la kota fawnasi because nyunu ye Gambia sa te tije mandu ndame imbanda wore hada diaspora ye consultation o be kene mol be diam da mol be ko lafta nyinen anu nyunu mu neutral people ole imantra MPP, imantra government mantra ila joke kam because be party car le waran this car. They were neutral representing Gambeno le bulamine bo do ko le ya fena. Sai you would Gambeno la kango you will reject.
Yeah.
Iman dalila fong dila mi adne a reject. Simply because you go will man la fi baro tambe sanjitan. Kabrim baro na la sanj sabale fonye.
Ha.
Numuli a accommodate for tamuna na tabe tambela tanna.
Science and you want then call of tamada.
Muang na de amana mold atal tam mold atal bakar mold atal be mold la karol dun la je. Mo bana njala. But sanjitang ata tammino la wala. Abedan na sanjitan neto. Ning akabe tambela sanjitang to. Abe banko dun la problemo lo kuno. Problemo mi alon ko atata banko bonnino la je. Anone ekwasi e daila fo banko tara baro tambera yen sanjitang la. Then ECOWAS it all about regret la why you crisis fenang Gambia. Because Tilimbali amingera 2021, Sunyaro mingera 2021. What a repeat no Sunyaro man repeat he cannot pass.
Sunyaro nyari election e bola fo.
Election Sunyaro mingera. Imagine census la result ya memfena.
Yeah.
Ita komole about 2013 kana 2024. Only 300,000 kafuta na population oka. Between 2016 to 2021, you have almost about 600 people min kafuta mol min kakareo all bottom in dollars. It doesn't make any sense. But nyimbe community and wala tajinte and tilimbale amingera 2021 election presidential election on yungono. We are in a UDP ko inanema accept la co election was free and fair. Next another election going through like that for Gambia? No, that one is not acceptable. So, Baro, Gambia no ye bunya ba diala, ye horoma ba diala, ye asamba for 10 years, sanje tang, niwoma wasa, ay boje modoena. Wasanje tango bataji be min la da Gambia ka, na dalaso me mo dalasot. B, sign ba for the $1 to a pound.
Yeah.
Abe boy kan every day. Ni wo kodo boy da ye development o jelen dol kam be for BAC. Because hanna taranga 1 billion ne soto.
Yeah.
Nim bakasol da kafuda.
Yeah, because depreciation or against the other currencies.
Mim ko te wala nyinde ko. Kabira na da force de ko mano. nga molle mbe molle tala mini ala banola inata ifuta jang anu ala umano wala be fendi kan because now the whole system is collapsing. The country becomes a failed njibe makanomi ngono ja
akabrin so na kuramos
ne senele kon how many billion
10 billion
10 billion
no, this is my issue nde kabirin kununga story na reporter ya safe ko iko Gambia is owing Senelec 10 billion CFA, which is almost about I don't know for $17 million bank around that, right?
Ye Gambia man sakunda.
But say ning tol nga Senelec o wala. Nga ka power fanan ka wol fanan jo. Muntu malen tolbe nyun be jola and we can still continue to consume their power and pay them. Right? Ila julol be na mo banjono. But luolu mbela power le use kan bajoka. But still ntol man tara kurang sotoka. Andun tolka na kurang o prepared lon tola kurang tide. Ntolka cash power le sangana consume. Amanke ko karo le kafa manna bilojo. Otong tolka minjo woka du min tolle.
Yalo problemo be daming. Iman daming fo mole. Nawek la grid ni. Ila kurang menka kurang samba. Ala capacity man wara. Enen ka power. Enen wale dilo menka ko wale la puru wale 30 megawatts produce. But what 30 megawatts wala kulung ko wala produce. But it's all kurang line oka 4 megawatts doron sambano. So that means na ko prim fole kara 26 kat koma. Anung ikaw 26 o belejo wala na kurang is the most expensive kurang in the whole of this region. Data Ghana ni do man ninsa ni agela line o janu obaban. Iko nyina la ko fenko fa ke.
Kurang serta.
Kurang is most expensive. Senegal is most expensive. Senegal dia barandol.
Yeah.
So situation o kana kanyame abeta kanyame Gambians are being squeezed. They are being squeezed. Nimbe fintila nga joroke. Nimbe jila nga joroke. Ndol ne ka dunia mume kon. So sai barona la man sakunda. Daha lebe mendi kan Gambian la.
Last week our economy is doing well. Ndata Central Bank last week Alco economy is doing well. I'm not doing well. Ntela neighbor is not doing well. How can you tell me inflation is down when maniboto minka inflation determine wala maniboto ti tuloti esanso ti jaboni fengol. Femman tara nyimbanko kan nim fengo seleta ne buka ji. Wolman ji.
Yaje nyinyo ne. Nemma obula. Nga tonya fo nyo Yes.
Ni ko moy ko na suwo ko nka wuli mo ne sankaso e ba fle ko ibe tulung ibe ika show off le. But the truth is people I pay 19,500 every month cash power in my house. No office woman na. How can anybody survive that?
It's not possible.
It's not possible. And then nima kebe kelanya dile.
Yes.
Ibe follow domoro la bari kurango ibe umalela suwo. And this is what a lot of Gambians are going through. B ninji kabo mi alongo was $100. Inaka $10 or $12. B $20 because GRA la sticker system we introduced is affecting us, me, you and me.
Everybody.
They're
squeezing us.
Now all of these things that we are paying. Mbukala service.
Yes.
Kabrin somanda kurang mansor.
Yes.
Jiol be lorin na silol kan silol man betea. If the people want better, bari fanang molko nim hanna tra gameno lafta falingola. Molko man silo je political party olto pour falingweke. Parties like UDP, GDC. Because tonya bi political party flow mini yalonko bi mol ka fuko ni nyinte wo mu UDP ni NPP lati alfa na parti o mantara reglere na atol ba fono la nyole nyaade ko falingo be kelal 2026 na la house mantara in order
UDP
la house mantara in order
now be order amunta ngunu la kasiani ndi amo
kasiani ani ngunu tide yalo nte kala ko lombala kede la house mantara in order and Nunala house mantra in order, you know, the thing is, I tell people the consequences of having one government entrenched is serious. Minta meta jambe ngajale. Baro kabrana ta ko sanji sabay wala ke na sanji tanke. A lot of us believe that is okay.
Yeah.
President manyana tambila sanji fulal. Hanna atrape NPP president wala bina do na drong. Ngajale bi embalo of all people. Gine bisa wala president. Ako ala musole advice. Aka manta ron la in 2025. Amanta second term kera.
No, bari min fongera. Yalo momo be baro advice la.
Yeah.
Mengo mingi akanova. Ni ming ba advice e bolo fly 2026 kane hagilo vango naka. Don't even think about it. Because problem o dra bolo wulule abolo wulula imbanko. Imbanko mol be nyamen deng. Iko le another 5 years of the same thing. Moro njodera de barmbe jata fula jusola wala ntesonna wala no way, there's no way. Nyimbatambe caring. Kuramo da eka kuramo memvere ndeta 6,000 plus le jonde ko kolera way is almost over 75 pounds.
Yeah,
it eka memvere 19,000. That's almost 500 pounds.
Yeah,
500 pounds just electricity. Office man, it's not possible. Wahana angalter mol buko jown electricity. And wolle la banko na fulo warata.
And diga fengo mi wood la fengo be mu kurangol.
Exactly. So ni will calculate. Mol be iko mol yo dundo sa ko 2 years wala to daje ne way yungu. Iko mol another 5 years, 10 years. Yeah. Mbe jata fula vengo la wodol. Mbe jata fula juso la wodol. Mbe balon la kala. Balamba silo bele be block la pende tamala imbango kanga fo baro e ji
hani bari yalo loi sembo de la prayer
amon loi fo bangol men
democracy naka because na constitution
bangol men ka fo la president le ji fo loi alta wot
bari na constitution
e president men ka kara ta tam da ka fo ne loi le mbak bar mol le ka balang ko mol le loi de da mol le ka president so ni ko fengo mbele be balana fo mbeta ramayno fo bar mbe balana nga fa te kala jam bi te kala jam sama na be kala president asen tolu fa budun tolu setara yomal kiyama ngana tining buronem fengo enjoy Mario Balaje
so alta so na tata
no way, why would you allow that?
Why he's in his legal right to run because constitutional man limits to man constitutional man limits
bangu ite alo dunia mini ala president forcé to bande constitutional bi je no constitutional president ala la kata Macky Sall ko constitutional ala la kata ba Senegalel ko ate kala ikate kala ibalanda
mol le fata dolta
mol be fala le fa kay mol be fala 2016 solo sande ñol sacrifice tale mol fata ndol be fala ndol ta balulat wala na ni mol ko yang sta be kala president ngam koy na ndar baluri bu gon dol kay ben dol finish lal jannu wote ma you know bari mimbe kala ndol be fala le module tambi but we are going to stand up and tell Barrow no, it's not happening here and we will do it ndeka inte am ready for it because minkera wolam ñent ko nim Barrow dara no 5 years mo jurumol be fala ñim bango kan will be killer. And no fente fala for kolea batan konko because he has no plan, no vision. Where is the vision for 2030? It's not there. The vision for 2026 is already failed. Crown Mianunganyana is gone. Dalaso is falling like nothing. Everything before Dalaso Bakalako peso. Very soon Bakafula Sefala. How are we going to survive? Mamiro like another 5 years. 5 years. Actually, I'm going to look at ceiling, Kanya Gulen Kassin Gafogo. Yale Tolka Sile, I'm told we are thinking we will be here by 2030. No. We're not thinking like that, but we are thinking Ndingolo will have a better future. And they must have a better future. And we cannot allow a president, Mialunko, first president of 33 years, Ungo share. 22 years nata unko sayang nga dang iko mo 3 years 3 years ina de ko 5 years 5 years iko 10 years iko iba tambala wala now 15 20 30 jan na for 20 abafala nyel 30 nimbor rakelo nyina bi memvanyela kono sang but we are going to put a stop to it bafala na ta tambila ala nyu psycho fanol wol bafala na tambila bari ben tarra jele bentol bel fala de mambala wala de they can kill us because they have their sard combat and whatever but we will make our stand. We will not go beyond 10 years of Barrow. No. He will have, that is where we are going to lay a foundation for our children. I went to Finland. They sacrificed, they fought in white and black fight. They call it white and black flag. Wole freedom only sembo itandela. Angleterre, Oliver Cromwell. The revolution, that is what gave them a future that they have. We are going to make sure, Nim constitution of Mafenam for 10 years, we the people will make a stand for 10 years to exist here so that every other president Minada will respect our 10 years.
What about I run bari nga bondi cartela na lafta wala?
No.
Because ali often sembo sotole natra I tell people, I mean, Nimbaro character ruler for 20 years, but the people can stop that, right? Through the ballot.
Nobody Senegal could have said that to Macky Sall. I said no le na nga bute election wala. President Mendel
Bayan Senegal 2 times tole.
President Mendel da suñarola. And then President Ming be power do. Puriyo bondino election oro. Carte viola nvenkor. It's not easy. They will be here for the next 20 years. Ye hadamanoje. Na adabe ludumbo ni ma wafati je abuka bojede.
Tonyawo.
Ya jamme ni ma wafata tala. Imaja ndara konsonda murunda ko manso. Jawara kabiri o fenke jawara tadal fo Senegal ko alimma ko ngamoro. They don't want to go. But we the people will make the stand up for hey, nyimange moyati, this is Gambia's palace. You have to be there for 10 years, you leave, and then someone else come. Diman song, let them kill us. Yalo Makisal in the beginning, I mofa. Kabra fanga ja mofa siata. I find this is enough. I'm not going to kill anybody for power. Barrow will also kill more people. But now for a certain number, I'm not going to kill anymore. I will leave. Those who died would have what they wish. Min Fata Makila Grevoto. They got Senegal, the change they have now celebrating it. Gambia, we have to die. They will have to kill us. Ning Canada yung court case lambe prison niambula even follow what more later.
Canadian don't follow. Canadian don't follow.
No,
Canadian don't follow.
No, but these people.
Yeah. But this is a serious thing,
but
though.
May I make my position clear to them there?
Yeah.
It's 2 ways.
But Yankuba yalam fanamimu. Alta force nola. I understand as a people you can go out and...
But I'm only for saying sembo warta barotisinya tang lulu ni woro.
No, maybe not.
Gaddafi was forced. Hosni Mubarak was forced. Ben Ali was forced. All these presidents in the African region were forced to go because they overstayed this thing. They are welcome. Itinale ni mulka kuweke ka Kenya dia de nyami. Kabiri nara. Ye mol bele nyininka gambenol nyininka ndafta president o sanji jelle ko 2 term maximum ko fo barola nyin tam yo kunje ko ha ayo fanyankal mol jana ko nala MP sol cité min diate o kem basiri mbe jibela sai munu dane ka constitution do fenan through the back do ko kana another 10 years le diala and they think that we are foolish and stupid people. No, but we will prove
so atola molta o karte fela we.
No, but file pour mum. Nimi a fine la haji bebuluje because I don't even think UDP will talk to anybody who does anything like that. No, because that is a betrayal to the Gambian people. Gambian people made their choice known to everybody. They expressed it clearly through the CRC core. They want President Barrow to serve only 2 terms. And that 2 terms, the first term of President Barrow, la term nyanta dunna wala kon. Na karta o win another new non-term do. Anyanta danna wala, wolem the constitution of the people of the Gambia. Ya reject le, but that is the constitution of the people of the Gambia. Wolem la constitution of 1997 constitution, all the time ago, ya jame constitution me 1999, ndolman karta o fay wotot. You know, this is the one we want to vote for. Being enough safe sort of water. Let them bring that. So saying it a molia mimbe for Gambian will be mim for through CRC in their own constitution. You financial min dia de go I'm going to be here for another 10 years because the constitution said so. The constitution, but the constitution said that to so many leaders, many along go revolt against them and they went. We will do it. 2026. We will go out. We will make sure Barrow doesn't stand. And then Barrow nalamol kido bebul fengo bebul manselale mbung yemfa. We have to die, but naen dolfa. He himself will sit down avava nyinjar ajarta la pur ngani mobe fawa. And then the international community will take him to court because Sai become mofano. Macky Sall is facing the same nightmare today.
Morocco.
So it's 2 ways. We will make that stand. And then our stand will, and then you know, the moment you start, you have to start and people will follow. Because everybody knows what is the truth. Because I didn't say it. They told the CRC they want Barrow 2 terms, first term to be included. So nim Barona along the way, but more fanyankal lajana, camera, we are all stupid people. Anyhow he likes to treat us, that is how he treats. Leader doesn't, come on, we respect our presidents, let them respect us back. That's what Gambian people want. Respect our people. They told you through CRC, let them gauge the opinion of our people. They came clearly, clarion clear. We want 2 terms for our president, not just Barrow. That is not directed to Barrow. It's every other president after Barrow.
Loyalty.
Ama murun koma de ako o tam nyim abe ming serve kan at that time nyanta dunna je
ni o ke je wolo iba murundi kan koma
ani itolle lafta murun koma de luwa dada lumme akata wolunne barako mbe fenka kalumme bi wolungo nyim bi president member sila jawo president nyim alo tam nyanta include
so ni o ke nyim constitution kuto kono to hanumi ko 2026 as a ron nole iba je la ko tabe kala 15 years later
15 years in Call of Fire. I said run, but over our dead bodies. He will have to run, but we are dead.
Dead?
Yes, he will have to kill us because we will not accept it. And we will stand up because President will be, they all wanted to go beyond 2 terms. And there are people stood up and said it's not going to happen.
I'm sure, you are also West Coast President, right? Do you have those urges to the point
No.
Why is it that? Because it's not just Barrow because I got 3 years, then 5 years, then 10 years, possibly maybe Malong, anyway I can't Ronald. But Macky Sall or the presidency, they do this.
It's the people around you. You have to be very careful of people that come around you.
Yeah.
They will come, chairman, itenyanta tala palas don't. Itenyanta keleten, itenyanta tala president, itenyanta keleten. Nime avonyanga vele ntolu alama ale na endarbaluri. Because ntolu we are in another fight. Ntolu fight is not about us. Because coming avonyaming, the day I went to the Mane one, I wasn't thinking I would be here today.
Yeah.
Every day I could be eliminated on the way because they want to do it almost on a daily basis. They want to finish me because I'm too vocal, I'm too much of a problem to them, But we expect that dead on any day. But if it's going to liberate our people, it is worth it. It is worth it.
So you believe only resistance all back in about the
only resistance to Barrow Banda. Barrow ya dadu nyilu dumbo minkonata bondela je dimol resist de. Momo ya mera fo Barrow Banda.
Carte fire
No way. Carte fire Barrow ka ubo in carte fire la nyimba.
But atol ko ay carte sunyaro. So nale sunyaro nyin stop no. Oto abe ase fenke no.
Ya no sunyaro ne aja stop te nim police ol ka stop. But the police will never go and bomb Balajana. The police will found Katnaka, Tiagas or Falca. No, we cannot accept this anymore now. Saying it is for our children now. We have to fight for our children. We have to make sure, because no president will come in Besonaka 10 years time or $10 for free in Gambia. They don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Jawara came 33 years. Yajame came 22 years. Yeah. Barrow want to go for 20. Who will give us 10 years?
Yeah.
We will have to fight for it. And those who will die for it are the ones that history will celebrate.
Wow.
That is my philosophy. That's how I think. That's how I see things as well.
And you're ready to lead that fight?
Of course. I will be the number one. 3 years I wasn't the number one there because I was just behind everybody else.
Yeah.
Because I came last in the whole thing. I start to help because I see the injustice again. But this one I will lead. I will be at the forefront to make sure 10 years is in where it ends. And not just for Barrow, every other president who comes. Because I want every Gambian to know that this is what your forefathers stood for. 10 years. America was built by not one president, but so many of them. Why do you think they are ahead of everybody? It's because their presidents don't last 10 years, more than 10 years. No. Ours, they stay there until their children come and they want to put
4
them
years
there.
full of them.
We also want to be like America.
8 years.
We also want to be like America. We also want our children to live in a country like America. We cannot have that if we have presidents who want to take us for a ride and remain there forever and expect us to just be cool with that. Go along with it. No way. We are not accepting that.
Allah patiyo kono internal problem. I'm coming back to there. Allah patiyo. Iko dolko dabu kiwaita. Silang aya catalyst aya trial sinyana ni he did not succeed. Iko he should look at the young people. Golunga fayajane. Nkaiko dolko Yankuba Darboe, dolko Talib, dolko Rohilo, dolko Lamin Sane. Nyunle tagena kafosanto. Iko sai kanyantale ya trial tinya sabanane. Iko saya kaintale iko hani project ko Yankuba ni ya try sinya kilim fula field sabanyo ka for diamond na style change la. Do you think UDP at this point near for Allah model with Facebook be right now but for me I tell them look I can say anything I do what but seriously though people like Fode Jawara but seriously is UDP thinking along that line, or do you guys still think Darboe is your best shot for the presidency?
You know, in every political grouping, you will have divergent views.
Yeah.
There are people who believe that Darboe is old and should not contest again.
Yeah.
And then young people should contest. There are people who are adamant that Darboe should still be the answer to this thing.
Yeah.
And each side has good a good example.
Yeah.
You know, if I just sonkoning Joma Yeming, others Bafale Barablai, what I was fighting against
up to 100
years, and then he became a president, and he became one of their best presidents too.
I think he's still the best president for Senegal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I believe, those competing ideologies can still exist in a political party. It doesn't cause a massive, huge division. What will happen is at the end of the 5 years, at the end of the before 2026, UDP mostly janning election okana nga president otombane.
Yeah.
Nga within 6 months or 7 months or 10 months of election nga president 9 months of election nga president otombane, and then nga min tombong wala ka candidate.
Yeah.
This time around, for the 2026 presidential candidate will become our biggest problem. Fall after division of failure into the party, which is sad.
Yeah.
I don't think it should be like that because we'll have to choose the right candidate that we want to.
Yeah.
At that point, maybe minds will change. Will swing us to either this side or that side, and then people will then determine who is the right person to lead the party. But Minkum Mayara, you see, for me, for United Democratic Party, it's about the future of the party.
The future of the party.
The future is very important because so many people sacrificed everything for this party. So many people died. And then, Yalong, sometimes it's a current day of Alanga Kari Ganya don't go. Sometimes it's a current day of Alanga Kari Ganya don't go. Sometimes it's a current day of Alanga Kari Ganya don't go. Sometimes it's a current day of Alanga Kari Ganya don't go. Sometimes it's a current day of Alanga Kari Ganya don't go. Sometimes it's a current day of Alanga Kari Ganya don't go. Sometimes it's a current day of Alanga Kari Ganya don't go. Sometimes it's a current day of Alanga Kari Ganya don't go. Sometimes it's a current day of Alanga Kari Ganya don't go. Sometimes it's a current day of Alanga Kari Ganya don't go. Sometimes it's a current day of Alanga Kari Ganya don't go. Sometimes it's a current day of Alanga Kari Ganya don't go. Sometimes it's a current day of Alanga Kari Ganya don't go. Sometimes it's a current day of Alanga Kari Ganya don't go. Sometimes it's a current day of Alanga Kari Ganya don't go. Sometimes it's a current day of Alanga Kari Ganya don't go. Sometimes it's a current day of Alanga Kari Ganya But you see, the problem, a big problem with all Nalma election or win. The question is whether you're going to run away.
Yeah, whether you see like a party.
Whether you see like and nega UDP la nyato kaya kole ada. That way tak puja wal tak UDP la.
UDP.
Because UDP mu kafule de miyalo ko fengo bele biji. So ning nyato kaya betala. I think Kanyanta Kela in a way le miyalo it balances a little bit.
Yeah.
It's at the cable gonna come for.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then cable back off the completely. Didn't know la. We will didn't know when the hammer moment will be election or winner, but election
now a window.
Now a window. Now we
the aftermath.
The aftermath of it. Because now you're going to face a lot of challenges.
Yeah.
Because Patio has lost. There will be people who will have to leave. And then you have a lot of people, they will be so disappointed, they will be crying, they will want to go, some of them will want to go and attack, all kind of things.
Yeah. That's where leadership comes.
That's where the leadership comes.
Yeah.
So you don't choose a leader because you want him to win the election.
Yeah.
Because what if he doesn't win the election? Then what happened to your party?
It's the organization.
They have not survived.
Survived this long.
Because they just set up the party for the elections.
Yeah.
With the full belief core, they are going to win the election. And when they fail to win the election, the party somehow, the leader himself doesn't want to talk about the party.
The party, yeah.
Everyone. And UDP, the reason why it remained this long is because we had a leader, disappointing. Calculate different. You know, he just, for him, the most important thing is his party.
It's his party.
He wants that party to remain. If it remains, he is victorious.
Victorious.
It's not just about presidency, but keeping the party going.
Together.
So if we choose a leader, we have to choose a leader who is willing to be ready that UDP will lose or can lose that election.
Yeah.
Because there is nothing guaranteed that UDP will win that election.
So you have to, Okay.
So if we lose the election now, everybody said, coming for more case, big case, yeah. Then go, car select, and then that person came and then everything go boom. I go, no, I don't want to have anything to do with this. This is where
that's where the
big challenge
is.
Yeah, because now you have to be the consoler in chief. You have to console the whole party.
Yeah.
You have to also unite the party. And then you have to, because the party...
Even though you are the one who lost the election, you have to be the one who brings everybody together.
You don't...
Make them believe it's okay.
Yeah,
we can go back. That's... Yeah.
You are not thinking about your own defeat now. You're thinking about the defeat of the impact that has on so many people.
Yeah.
And then MPP coming and then lose that. Ibe dol safela le sala nge bay do ko wala le be bay la do wala te nge jele ni yudi bi ko be do wala nge jele ta jana. The witch hunt against your people becomes even more challenging.
Yeah.
So all of these need to be something that we have to think about.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not about winning alone, because that is not guaranteed.
It's the aftermath of the party.
It's the aftermath
and I see what you were saying, yes.
Yeah, so everybody keeps saying, we want so-and-so, we want so-and-so, he will win, he will win, he will win. But nobody thinks about, you know, aftermath. 2021.
Yeah.
Amadou Sane, Ndata Amadou Sane, Ngaya Amadou.
Yeah.
Nata Kodole Kama. Atol be yung kudu be sambala. Sa hindi man na windong kay subhanallah. Win balia.
Win balia be win lan.
Gaya ngulaman. Lukara kodo di mola ta. Ndol ni tanyin ni kala. Wotu mon dolla media team. Gaya ni ta media baka hule sanna because nyanda kala tenne kodo di mola na ta win balia mol ko. Ndol kata team ngula State House. Amadi yara cheko bana. Hanyang kodo siata ibe yung kodo be dama bar ni yung kodo. But you see, he contemplated on...
Because he told Deltale.
He told Deltale. But the younger generation are not used to that. They want to win, and they believe that they should win. And now, they even want to go to war, destroy the whole party because they should stand. But if you stand and we don't win, what will you do for the party then?
Somebody just sent me a text. He said, Yankuba's answer is very apt. Excellent observation. I think... Yeah, it's the aftermath.
It's the aftermath.
Yeah,
no winter fine.
Yeah.
Everybody celebrates.
In 2021, kabiri wino UDP win. Mobe tata Darboe la suo kono ye tear gas fay Darboe kang la suo kono musukono mal. Even temi alonko manka UDP membati. For the first time, I was really upset and made a post on Facebook about that behavior of the Gambia police force.
Exactly.
But
Darboe
la reaction o jube. I think it nang I akoy ale fonsaji I don't kilo la kamol hakilo sabatindi ka tandila ko he's okay. I'll say I'll tasu kono for so much. I wouldn't have done that.
And yalo minkera after
I
that.
wouldn't have done that.
Yalo minkera after that. Yala molu arrest.
Yeah.
Ibala molu sambala court. Ibala molu sorona police. Ibala molu balila baila do kudla. This is what he has been through from 96 to date. It's been that kind of struggle. Now, political, mamfuta to a stage where you can say we have a perfect democracy. It's not perfect still. It's very imperfect. And then the challenges we face as opposition is even more. On especially, normally if I'm called a relaxed time, I'm 1 year to the election because police will say because I'm fond of lemina, la fond no lemina. But nilu mena, police will menu katrasiloga, tolle franke do idong. Ni la UDP bano jete pakjak. Ite lojak, ite keteng. Because then it's retribution, it's reprisal. And if you have presidents like Barrow, akafana ali bute, ali kelendi, ali tiagas. If only jere before alkali kondega vo imaje kabrenga tiagas of faigan. That's how they are not magnanimous in victory. They are vindictive in victory. And that is very dangerous. So be a leader in that front. It's a challenge.
It has some requirements.
It's a big challenge. It's not only you, but the whole of your family will pay the consequences for another 5 years of all kind of things. Because, as I said, they are not magnanimous in victory. They are vindictive. So they're going to come after you. All hell that they will release all hell on you. So this is the big challenge.
Yeah.
So we have to think about all of these things. It's not about our people. Sometimes we always think about we are going to win at all costs. We will win. And then we don't win. You know, some will say we don't put the winning candidate. Some will say we need to put the winning candidate. But what happens is the party continues and it continues to serve the Gambian people.
But also for a country, democracy, is it wrong for people to have opinions? For example, to say, hey, I think Yankuba is a winning candidate. I think Talib is a winning candidate. I think we should have a female candidate. You know, Darboe should give way. Is that wrong? I asked him that, and he says that is okay.
No, but that is
and
not
Darboe
wrong.
is the Democrat. I'm coming from Moli. I see some people on social media. One thing you can tell lawyer Darboe, you can say anything against him, but Darboe more Democrat.
No, that is not wrong.
Yeah.
You know what is wrong? I will tell you this.
Yeah.
What is wrong is, if we are in the same party, you have interest to stand.
Yeah.
Someone else has interest to stand.
Yeah.
You don't need to be vindictive about that thing.
Yeah.
You have to be as open-minded as everyone else is.
Yeah.
Kabirunda be contest la for the Brikama area council. I am going to put my name forward, but if I don't win, whoever wins, I'm going to support.
Yeah.
That's the mentality we all need to have.
Yeah.
But the problem we have is, it became camp business, and that's the problem.
Yeah. And
that's where the problems
you see, this is what I love about you. Yeah. I have all these people here. No, we don't have. But there are. We all see
it. It became a camp business. And
issues.
That is the problem we have. Because that camp business, exactly.
Yeah.
So, you know, problem what? Let everybody be open to contest. Last time, LJ Darboe he applied to contest. And then Abdul Darboe, in fact, it was the Darboe Kundatri that contested.
Contest against Darboe. Now, formality let it wrong. Because movie and the formality let it. Democracy let it. Formality.
Contest.
No, I like formality let it.
Darboe contest.
Lamin Darboe. Hussein Darboe. No, formality let it.
It was the three Darboe.
That was formality.
But because
he
but the next election, it is nothing wrong about having other people vying for it. Talib, Bensouda, whoever wants to apply. they can apply.
No.
For us, we have a different course because we believe that.
Are you going to contest for the presidency for 2026 position or Yankuba Darboe will contest? Na Balure.
Na Balure Mamfa. And then Barrow is gone.
Hanimo for it.
I am to look in the code. The objective number one is to make sure Barrow doesn't stand. He cannot stand. He should not stand.
So Nimbaroti, okay, Nimbaro man stand.
Nimbaro can't stand, then case closed.
20, you will contest.
Good. No. Yalum contest.
No, maybe internally within UDP.
Yalunte, I cannot contest until UDP.
Internally within UDP, no.
I have not made up my mind on that yet.
Why?
Because it's 3 years ahead of me now. And then we have...
Because I see a lot of people say Yanks for president. So
no, a lot of people are saying it, they do, a lot of people do. And I thank them for it. It's nice to be a president, but I don't want to be president yet. I want to wait till I am able to deliver on few things on BAC first. Because I have grown a bit of love for the region of West Coast, and I want to achieve a little bit there as a legacy before going somewhere else. But I'm not saying no, I'm not ruling it out.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'm not ruling it out, I'm not ruling it in for now. I just leave it open and then leave my options open, and then we go and see. But as I said, I don't think it is wrong for anybody to have the interest
to have ambitions.
Yeah. The only thing I say is anybody who wants to lead the UDP, because I have to think about all those things.
Yeah.
You know, if we lose, we could lose. Barrow might not contest, but you still are not guaranteed you will win.
You will win, yeah.
And then you can stand with someone else and you lose. And if you lose now, the question is, are you going to keep the UDP together and keep it together and get it going like Lawyer Darboe did from 1996 to now? Or are you just going to give up on some people who are going to start being confrontational or rebelling and recalcitrant against you or your style of leadership or the failure you brought to the party and then the disappointment you gave to their hopes and everything? How are you going to deal with all of those things?
Yeah.
They are very tough.
These are very
You
tough.
have to sit with Lawyer Darboe and he tells you how he's able to survive that for the last many years.
I think what you guys should do, one thing you should do for the rest of his life, you should let him be the party leader.
Of course.
That's one thing that I don't think UDP should ever...
I don't think nobody will
Nobody should touch that.
You touch that is your own problem.
That is his...
Yes.
Yeah. And anybody who wants to be president will have to have his blessings as well.
Yes.
If not,
I think it is very important we do that. We just don't, that's why I don't want anything like a confrontation where Lawyer Darboe feel like he's been pushed away. He's done a lot for the party. He sacrificed a lot for this party.
But do you think he's feeling that way? Do you think he's being pushed away?
It depends on how this whole thing unfolds, how people go about it. You know, if say for example, Ndeko, I want to be a president.
Yeah.
And I start having my own team.
Yeah.
Go go ha sa albe kada dala den ali afon telam be president albe alka wala alengo molking avoid Darboe is not a winning candidate. Darboe is not this. And then start that sort of campaign, smear campaign against him.
Yeah.
I think that it would make him to react because he will feel disappointed that his own backyard now this is happening there. But that is wrong.
But that is not wrong because look at it, for example, in the United States, right? Joe Biden is a sitting president, right? He's been in democratic circles for 50 years. He's one of the most decorated public servants in the Democratic Party, right? He was 18 years when he became a senator. All his life, vice president, president. He only served one term. He went through the primary process, nominated by over 14 million people. Now, at some point, when the party felt like this guy might not win it for us, and if we continue with him, the consequences are more grave. Number one, having another presidency of Donald Trump is bad for the country, but it's bad for the Democratic Party because the next president might have the chance of appointing more Supreme Court judges. What that means, all policy changes are grave, right? And then especially political prosecutions and in Kudol Minyanko, Trump obviously I follow Supreme Court rule I immunity sort of as a president. when they sat and thought about all of this, and they saw the numbers, when they looked at the polling numbers and saw that Biden might not cut it out, he might not win, internally, the Democratic Party, they put pressure on him.
Yes.
Molko Barack Obama, Nancy Pelosi, you know, Nancy Biden is not even talking to him right now because he felt he was pushed away. Our advisors, I saw them, they were talking on TV, the donors and the elites of the parties will let Biden push out. He had to take the decision because they were cutting money away from him, and they also were pushing him internally because they felt he was not winning. But when he spoke, he said, I love the presidency. I love my job as a president. I want to continue as a president. But I love my country more and my party also. At some point, you know, I know ntola maninkaya anina na cultural nyajube mulka jele ko oh alfa buka push you know ninga okay I bata minke. We all know what Darboe sacrificed. I did the documentary for Darboe, and when I did that documentary and saw what this man went through. What this man went through. And I tell people, that's why I openly say, I don't care what anybody. I love him. And I know he sacrificed so much for this country. But sometimes, people that are associated with UDP, what they go through in this country, ni ko mu UDP la tiba ban sakunda do ko la most lovely ye bay ni mu businessman or it business soto ni mu media ti it a friends soto la banko ka. All of these people continue to suffer. At some point the UDP will sit and say, hey, let's look ngata badimbu look Darboe lon tolla ko beti, but at some point if we feel like it's going to be difficult, can we look at somebody not just for anything, we will give him his flowers, but we have to do it for all of these people. Mini halonko B, nga businessman do long, alaji continue. Wal jibe mimbeke wala.
I know.
Woka ko mimbeke combo and all those people. And there are other thousands of people who are suffering just because they are associated with UDP. That should not happen, but it is happening. So UDP fanang ila kelo imenya na jubela dam ko drong tenintende. Inyanta jubela ko molu fanang bitakan tu a lot lela. Puru yalonko we have to have a proper plan to win, so that nimfana nata democracy ye gena fenke mo be NPP be doibe lado to mo be Cairo soto mo be fenke. But also we can also look at it Darboe kilo so hanna atrangal ka tebo boilale nyanta londilale. I think for me that is why I have issues with. If he can win, put it out. But if internally nal fonga yaje ko fanate win no la, I think you guys should have a look at that also, Yankuba. Imamira.
Yes. I mean, that is not, I don't think anybody...
That is not pushing out.
No, that is not pushing out. But the way, you know, we are a bit different from the Democratic Party of the United States.
Somebody said this is not a question, it's an observation. Yes, it's an observation.
It's not, we're a bit different from the Democratic Party in the US. Okay. Because the democratic terrain in the US is very different to ours. In our democracy here, UDP still remains as a vibrant political party. It's because of the leadership it had. You know, ndam form dajanne with wajuharam barode. Wa banda ndam barode that is gone. NCPs have gone. Big parties came and gone, but UDP from inception it's still existing. It's because of the commitment shown by the leader to keep the party going. The Democratic Party obviously lived over hundreds and hundreds of years. Through they have 2-term limit for presidency.
Yes, that's true.
And then they know that they live in a democratic terrain. Me along go, anybody has a chance to win as long as you are on that ticket. But look at how they do it. They don't undermine President Biden until when he went into first debate and he performed woefully. And they said, you know what? We cannot afford to go with him on another debate. Therefore, we have to change. And I think on reflection, Biden himself realized that actually, my performance was a big disappointment. I cannot continue, and my age has caught up on me. I thought I could do a bit more, I cannot. And that you can really understand. But before the debate, everybody was going rooting for him. You see what I mean? If you get to that point, I think everybody will tell Lawyer Darboe, you have to go. And you are not doing it for yourself, but you're doing it for your party and then for your legacy and then that of the country.
Yeah.
But the question is whether we reach that stage now.
Have we reached that
stage? Or we have not reached that stage. That is the big 100% question now, you see. And then I think Lawyer Darboe said this after the 2021.
Yeah.
His legacy is not about whether he becomes president or not.
Yes,
it's about the United Democratic Party.
And
I'm so the heavy load that he carries on UDP, if he can hand it to someone who is going to give us the victory and everything, I think he'll be the first person to do that. But he knows what UDP's story has been, how tough and challenging it is. Is the next generation ready to go through that tough and challenge? That is the big question.
That is the
big
question.
You know, the
diverse, the different UDP like character Seattle.
So putting that party together, keeping it together. That's why some people say, if we go into leadership, and then number two, why would you want to unveil your leader now to Barrow and his people now? You know what I mean? They will eliminate them before you even get there. So you don't disclose these things, all your cards. You don't open your card when like I said, Barrow is not a Democrat. He's a dictator. He's a bully, and he's always gonna be that. And then we have to understand that about him. And then going into 2026 election, we have to be ready that this man will deploy any smear campaign, bad strategies, everything. You know, some people will tell you, let's choose Talib. He can unite everybody. You see what I mean?
He's going to have a lot of challenges too.
It's not only that.
Yeah, he's going to.
You know, the MPP politics is tribal politics. They will go after his tribe, whether we like it or not.
Yeah, and they are already doing that.
And if it works against a tribe that is 34%, can you imagine that working against a tribe that is not even 1%? Big challenge we also have on that front. So for me, we ourselves need to take that tribal issue out of the equation. And think about a new formula that works for everybody. You see what I mean? If we do that, we can easily win the next election. But how do you gauge everybody's opinion? Go around and put the names of the candidates to all the people, and then see who they will choose for the UDP to select. And then if that happens,
maybe you guys should do open primaries.
Maybe we can do that.
Maybe you should do open primaries, right? That would be interesting.
Maybe we can do that. But the thing
instead of central committee selecting.
But the thing is, you know, in the primaries, the nomination selection we had for the local government, the reason why it worked, because they sent someone who gave opinions in the region, and then they gave points to candidates based on the researcher.
Okay.
So the researcher went around and he came in CRR South. They said Malik So scored the highest. CRR North, Alaji Silla. West Coast, Yankuba Darboe. Then I didn't even come in as a candidate. Then I didn't even win yet. But the names of people vying for it went around, and then they said this person. Do that not only for UDP base, but also check with the MPP supporters. Who is the most likely UDP candidate you will vote for? Because if UDP really needs to win that election, if we get all the data, and then we know that this is what the people want, like the CRC constitution, this is what the people said they want. If we give them that person, we will win. And if we win, we have a long time to be in power, because we can do a lot of development for our people and everything. I think if we do that, we will suddenly come up with a candidate that which the people want. But that's one choice to do it.
The fact that you guys are also having this conversation is healthy. It's good that, you know, people are thinking along this line. And
they all think that we are just the Baifal Taliban crew. They don't think that UDP we are democratic at all.
But Baifal
Seattle. But the thing is, we are Democrats. The people who say Lawyer Darboe alone is our only candidate or viable choice.
Yeah.
They have their reason. Nobody bothers asking them that. People condemn them for subscribing to such opinion or dogma.
Yeah.
People who said Taliban Suda is the winning candidate, he will be a very good candidate. People condemn them for that.
Yeah.
You know, because they don't support that notion or anything of that sort.
Yeah.
But I think all our options need to be on the table. We need to go into the next election to win. For the sake of Gambia and for the sake of the party too.
Yeah.
But it has to be done in a more civilized manner.
Yeah.
It cannot be people trying to undermine and smear campaign or trying to
It has gotten to a point where instead of you guys being an opposition, it's like you're infighting among yourself. Instead of being an opposition holding government accountable, it's Aldamala. It went to that point.
The good thing is the people, you see, it is the supporters, the surrogates.
Yes.
The surrogates are the ones who are fighting,
yeah.
not the leaders themselves.
No, yes, it's the surrogates.
Talib is not fighting with Yankuba.
No,
Yankuba is not fighting with Talib. Talib is not fighting with Darboe.
No.
None of that is happening.
It's the surrogates. Yeah.
It's the surrogates. And surrogates are fighting, basically they are advocating for their own candidate.
What they want, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just how we do it. For me, the whole leadership issue now is a bit premature.
Yeah.
You know, at the moment, Darboe is our leader, and then we just follow that.
And he's in the US right now.
And he's fighting for the party on a daily basis. Yeah. So, I mean, whoever becomes the leader, if Darboe becomes the candidate, what we need to understand is we're still going to need Talib to campaign for us in KMC, to campaign for us in the country.
Yeah.
If Talib becomes the candidate, he will need Darboe to campaign for him.
He will need Yankuba.
He will need Yankuba to campaign.
Everybody.
If Yankuba becomes the candidate, he will need Talib. We cannot do it without
You cannot fight. You cannot fight.
So we cannot afford to fight among ourselves.
I'm so happy you are saying this so that the Bio song Kodatije.
No, Bio is a gentleman.
No,
for me and my people, we have no camp.
No, camps to Bayo nyola kampo mu Yankubalti. Ntele ba fole.
No, ndolman camp so.
Bayo nyola kampo mu Yankubalti. Ika mol nene ka kon dola sa Darboe le wala kampo mu Yankubalti. Talib nyol MC nyola kampo mu Talib ti. Fenke nyolu.
No.
Ñun dolu wol mu Lamin Sanel ti. Na dalen mola nyola kampo mu Lamin Sanel kampo bi jele. Campo
yes, they
said every camp.
Yes.
So Darboe ajiyam nyol ani fenge wolon Darboe.
But this is something this is something that UDP actually should be very proud of.
Yes.
Because the party has choices.
That's what the party leader said.
They have choices.
The fact that there are all these young people who people think can be
party leaders. We should be proud of that.
He said UDP should be proud of that.
If only we manage it well, we can only indeed be president.
Yeah.
In turns, we can all be presidents. But it just have to start somewhere.
Yeah. Yes.
And then after that, the others will follow and others will follow. And we can be like the NCP or South Africa. Because you know MPP, all baby chocolate. Yeah, MPP. More because sacrifice kala kodi bonni. For maybe we came out.
Iko fundraising.
But now ibe ne ko kirimo. Ibe kada barole ya vaya kuro. Nsula tanyinala, nitanyinala. They build there.
See,
and they give them the money.
Somebody just agreed with me. Kerr Fatou, you are right. We all have our camps. You are telling the truth. Natamasco, my source is wrong. But I know I'm right. I have sources within. I have good sources within UDP.
No,
so I know.
No, we don't have.
I know all the camps.
We are UDP, the mighty UDP, and we are strong, and we need each other to win the next election, and we are going to stay together.
Baringa kukil na jara minna albe minna ngal jila alkal fongo sabandina patio kang pastef ngete jile nim pastef ngolu finland lom ngeje ini da chairman o minto
baro yalo minga kunu kabira be no pastef bule gelale ngane
ngase ku sedi lije woni you pastef chapter donate to you ngete jana ngaje talib o dara pastef Dakar.
No, but
ngajiral ni pastef.
No, but binden tonya dunya binden masunya de kunu kabira be during ndanga na picture for profile picture for change ngaka Usman
Sonko. You know ko Sonko Gambia.
Exactly, yalo mingera modo fo en komanda ko nyete you are a sitting elected person in Gambia. In the Nigeria Senegal elected person yala profile change to a Gambian politician. So you shouldn't do it. Guy, no. Guy, what this man is going through, that is what we are going to face if he fails at what he is doing.
Yes.
And then we thank God he succeeded.
He succeeded, yes.
Because Macky Sall with Barrow on another term,
yeah.
that is
I
going
mean,
to be
look
really
at what is
tough
happening.
for us.
Niaja imbalo ka humulente ronati alne Macky Sall tijang.
I don't know Macky Sall. Barrow will not tell us that we have to study it as Gambians because 10 years we have to make that a cardinal principle doctrine that we Gambians adhere to. No president beyond 10 years. You come, you serve us 10 years, we say bye-bye, go.
Ah.
It's not me saying it. It is what Gambian people said to the CRC. They said they want 10 years, no more. And then President Manyanela Sembo used to deny them of that choice.
Yeah.
Nobody should use your power to do that. It's unfair, it is wrong, it is immoral, it is everything you can think of.
Yeah.
The Gambian people, in their peaceful way of saying to President, please, this is what we want. They said, give us 10 years. We know you're going to do whatever you can, but just do 10 years and go. And let us get another one for another 10 years. This is what they said. They couldn't be clearer than that. Ask anybody who was part of that CRRC commission. Every village, when they raise it, they said 10 years.
Yeah.
Every village. Nowhere they've been to, they said, we want them to go for 20 years. That's what they want. Don't deny them of that because you are powerful, because you are Barrow, you are the president, you have the ECOMOG, you have the SIS, you have the army, you have the police, you have all these things. No, don't abuse your power. Give your people what they are yearning for. That is their aspirations. That is what they said they want.
But maybe Barrow, because Barrow Fonkwate, he believes in 2 terms. I want
to be there for another 10 terms. I dabely do more. It's not happening. Nana la going mena cordalogan and then to Catalafang, Alcana Coron, I'm going. I send them up and take Loada makes all a fire by the Janendagata. Otumol and Beji saying, at a mouth when you're 10 years or 20 years. Baroko in Davo for a man on Davo with Valula.
And Davo and Tolka Duala Major.
A moment don't do a Davo Balu.
Niwo Metaja, what on Barrow Mela
I don't do a kilo against all those people.
Barrow Mela Janet.
Exactly. So Barrowman comes and Nakunin Davo, the next hour.
Barrow Mela
Yankuba Darboe. So we are in here for a very long time.
Barrow Mela Janet. Malam tu mal dawo fala ndu ngaman ka duay we meja
so wala na nyum baro coming for constitution baro man raw jibe kan
dawo no constitution olo ngol fa ga dawo yal ne tolo no constitution baro ko litet bi jang atalum president sila tolo no say is going to be tough. We have to choose between itala balu and baro lata.
So what we need to do from the diaspora everywhere, everybody protest balem from everywhere. Kata dunia labero nga voya fo baro ji. No more tatam. Na dunne ECOWAS kan Barrow will go. Andu yalo mingera. Na tata. Mi ano da hana keda MPP let. Hana keda keba madi let. Atata mela 2 term la. Mengo menata. They will not go beyond.
I think they will be healthy. Ayala patio parenda mo parenda na oni mo
do le. Barkafa be sila jan. Mpambutu bulenke. Ndeson no wala. Another 2 term. No, you know what will happen? I just need to retire from politics and just sit down or even apply to be a judge and then become a lawyer and other things. Because then I know my future, the future of my children, their children is all secure. Because they are guaranteed that no matter how terrible that president is, after 10 years he will be gone.
He will be gone.
Yes.
Yeah, that's one thing.
Until we achieve that, we are still in a struggle.
Yes, definitely.
We are still in a struggle.
Definitely.
You know?
Definitely. Finally,
after that, I am out of politics. I can go and sit and enjoy my holiday somewhere in the Scandinavian.
Yeah.
Yes.
So finally, Altatale fundraising diaspora de work kodo di Allah.
Bari wili saba wala di bari man ko do found in
ma fo BAC de alla UDP
UDP
ha ite du yaso karaflo be la BAC yaso to UDP fana
BAC ta man sia but UDP
ta sia tale hono
UDP next election we need to have a lot of money, you know.
Yeah,
because MPP ka kodol di molla. So this next election nte silanka fo haya ka molla carte wala sang kanyu ne wili kilindinga keme ngombili kemedi. But we make sure we win the election.
We win the election.
Yeah, the last time in 2021, UDP Hanika Motova provide Gamol Samba voting.
Voting was difficult.
Wow. In December. Momo ni UDP la voted Wakatama. MPP ni la motole mo pick leve drop leve mo. Ya model from pick UDP but by the time you drop there all that again.
You know?
to give them credit, 2021 they did work.
Yeah.
They worked hard.
Yeah.
They worked really hard. MPP had work 2021. But Mingera, the National Assembly election, yeah, 2021 you even don't go win already. You know,
I'll overconfidential no.
Yeah, don't look about Belicity for Bafan Nasila.
Election night, he can yadi.
Condol for Malo Balda.
Mama Kodi, I told Batara, so was a nito, my interview. I think opposition, this election of Mama Ketasi, because he didn't be able.
So we were complacent in the Fenko, but the second two elections.
Yes, the
MP
elections.
Really hard. We worked really hard. In the MP and the local government. Yes, because Mansi. House to house that in the presidential house to house get rally ngaudron mega rally dorong MPP ba crowd competition MPP je ka bandi amen ngene mol darang sita doron tolbe sirin doro to mol tol ka dum mol la kordal kon
ya je ko wolleto
sako amad jite le ka fat babaro samba kordal kon so ni wol korda dol bi je ni wol president wona
mo so fongol la taja
wol ka tale carte faye.
Yeah.
Bai Sankara nyol bogolu joro samba sade dol to.
Bai is my favorite NPP guy.
Bai ka tangko le samba alondi. Ay pai bol fena o fana lande akoy masengo nen to mana le kardo fay ba.
Wo binare. No, UDP
NPP do ko gelde.
Ha?
Yenyi begen tol be.
Ani carrera bal.
Ani carrera bal wol musada aldi sada le foy. Dialo moro en kumanda ko karela bal barka bra ko ñu karela balu ngamira ngum bayam na ñu ta ñama mama karela bal bo kera mu de ramol sada karela bal barka ber nga MPP ye karela bal ngom karela bal. But that is the nature of
that is the nature of government politics.
But they worked hard.
They really did.
We give them credit for that.
They did.
What we need to do is we need to work a lot harder in 2026.
Yeah.
And then win on a clean slate. Now win whoever our candidate is. We win massively, and then we govern and then do well. But also we stick to the 2-term limit.
2-term limit.
No more than 2 terms. Anybody who comes na mari ka be tambela 2-term lam fango nya pa tongo kanga wafatina. Simple. But we make sure nga ken luate mi alonko. No referendums are falling. No, we will make it so cardinal, so entrenched. To remove it, you will need 100% of Gambian people supporting a referendum. Ibajala that one.
Moneto bondi knowledge.
Yes, we will make that so entrenched that nobody will change it. But wo soto saying, will it possible because he is playing with us. Barrow is playing with us. Mobe I find lafta minna ka twist ka fumoni ha na dipito lema vote. And that le kuro di la kweka na vote. Sa kana mura aka do fe na mi halongo momo kunna fenyalo. Aka fu mole wala betara wonno to mobe lafta minna simply because mol ka ne the 2-term dal. But that is what our people want. Give the devils his due. Let our people have what they want. It's not only me who said it, it's every Gambian who said it. And Sama Niko, every Gambian funti about that. Everyone will come out. Because they want that 2-term. They do. You know, they really want it.
Gambians want 2-term.
We are fed up of these presidents being there forever. Jawara 33, Jambe 22, Barrow 20. How are we going to even make any development? Sako Barrow Beijing Kolea Mingono, another 10 years of this Kolea. Mko Barrow from I became mirade. Sometimes I come from Gatama because it be seen on Lanyadi, it in Batam Bentologa have another 10 years of
Batani comes before.
Ayala table lidumbo I offer one fenko phone ako pasambu kande nako pasambu kande na keba na alpha keba mimbanda yala ultara jibe state house la ko asita kay pasam kaya jatole aja mal ba tony ale ha tonyel o kay ka tonyi kay jambe diari nyama to ga fo bo tan
yang story ni robula akai jambe diari nyam
ako jambe diari nyam wol ka fo ya jambe boy odland ma faate fo da ko ya jambe bo da ko ya on tole ya jambe tonyi so lu nyinde go
no don dilo bola ja
yala o pasi ngola di o pasi ngola nyinde go atade bola je fo din tol fo mo pare tan ga go hani boja and then we have to be very serious about this. We have to tell Barrow this.
This is serious there.
And then, under the ECOWAS governance and democracy and good governance.
Yeah.
Yajame assigned on behalf of the Gambian people, we are going to adhere to 2-term limits.
Yeah.
It is there.
But recently, nung kabri ECOWAS avenke yaron Gambia ni Gambia and masa no iniminto.
No, assign.
Gambia assign.
Don't assign. Na signature je ni data online for near site you will see it. Yajame la signature.
No, but ni recent one o mi ya fenke nung 2-term fenko. Banku fulale masa no ne.
No, yalong Togo masa. ASM Dema masa. And then, what is the other country? I will remember.
Gambia assign.
Yeah.
Tangara assign.
Not Tangara.
No, this time, yale do natal kote ke. Ngamere fenkelon the Justice Minister. Ngamere assign le Dauda Jallo. Ngamere assign le. Somebody told me that. I think they said.
But yalong coming for yalong Biden left Biden the Jila. Preso le ajin. Preso le ke jinni. They don't go on their own volition.
So
they have to be pressured to go.
Yeah.
And then this one is for the good reason. Because near 10-term limit or landing in Bangoka, you have developed Gambia for good for Gambians.
Yes. Because nimin na tabalnal ko meminkela ningo fe mongake. Go yalo nim moya lonko tam fula bole kela. Comme Sénégal mulka fanyo ko makisa Ousmane Sonko ni Diomaye be jotela le nko ite jotela iko UDP ni Ousmane Barola nko scenario different le Sénégal le 2-term limit le soto Diomaye yal ne ko meta nyaawo nyama tam fula bol kala abitale Gambia dum term limit ja
anu min gera sign Diomaye yal ne ko maki min karara nata ka ba katalu de ba ko
maki
exactly. So saying president will be alo ko Senegal ka foi be term limit o nyum fale yalo Ablaye Wade ya fale ne amanna o wati Macky Sall fana ya try because he coming genu yalo they play with the people e ka kabring Ablaye Wade nata I first time genu it was 5 years term ako do yada la ko ya increase to 7 years I increase to 7 years kabring 7 years on bada ko hani de nga one time like 7 years on nga one time ke 5 years on so I have right to go for another
aga technical dundila mo
technical dun so Macky Sall na de ko me nyine falin na so that ila nyim fen ko te ate fanan ko I call be suspense he was giving himself up to 2026 how is that so nin ñu ma wuli nu ye balambake mol fa mol soronta jurmo soronta wala ma moy fon pasita soronta yalo hadama de mo foni keta hitlated but at some point you will be fed up of how many people you see
and obviously like international community nya fana na take
saying we live in a global world it become more far ICC BJ ICJ ñol BJ and ICC ñol nemo mo be fa you go to jail yourself so the thing is because of those ones now are there the reality is this we have to stand up and say Mr. President, thank you for serving us for 2 terms.
Wow.
But 3rd term, no. We want another one.
Wow.
Bring someone else from your party. We don't care. Bring Sidinjai, bring whatever you want. Fabakar Tambonjara, if he's alive by then. And then some other people. Let them all come in. We don't care. Hamad by anyone else. Let them come and stand. But not you. You have done your part. Let someone else come. Another 2 terms for you? Are you the only person who can work for Gambia at that place? No. And then you know what is happening? Mayors have a term limit. Deputy will have a term limit. President will have a term limit.
I told for master, but I'll follow about mayor body.
The maximum is 12 years.
12 years, okay.
You can only do 4 years. 3 terms of 4 years.
4 years, okay.
Apart from that, you cannot serve anymore.
Okay.
Deputy will do the same thing. Why is president's exception? And the mulaka karto fa ibe. But nim president nata wala ko ndel nata ndelam Yankuba Darboe sa nga ka dawo kun nat. Andol de bola jam ko tanje.
So ko say ko nim president decide na retire ase mimbe si vice president se continue wala nim baro winter 2026.
Hani no
asa fono fenke asa fono ni fature na ke vice president ti karsa ba resign nga continue. Nga tamo ba.
Sa ko ñu wono
ñu constitution o te wala
2024 wala no no tambeta.
Wala bi ya.
Be ñoo butela slogan woni wo tambeta will be another nightmare. So we cannot afford that. We cannot afford that. We just cannot afford that. You know they have to come out of that selfishness and then think about the broader Gambia. That whatever happened, that balula fao, mbe falale. someone else will come and be a president.
No, ni yalo nte coming for. Ni ka jubero ke just beyond. Senegal dronga example ota.
Yeah.
Ye Usman Sonko soro, ye Jomai soro. Mo ni na ma miracle. Jomai la life be 10 years about try kampuru ka Usman like president.
President, yes.
Yeah, soro because of comments. Come ye comments if I'm correct.
Yes.
I mean on Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah,
soro.
Yeah, soro jail. Almost 9 months. Ye Usman muta, yeah, soro.
Yes.
10 days if finti te bota prison le 10 days itata state household. Niya jube wo nyama ala mon kurikula makisala mi nyimi mbeke 2 weeks ago ala mother-in-law mi ala kono ya passive nun kom ala ye wala sambaka audition.
Yes.
Ala brothers-in-law yela police station in 2 occasions.
Yes. And Natara Maki graciously
left.
Bi Maki be tarra bunyamin kono
Senegal. Kenu finti la Senegal fang.
Ala dimba be tarra bunyamin kono Senegal.
Lumi na jita fanga mela no Senegal because of amang hani. Adingo e futu sito Senegal. Amang hani kana. Adinke era futu sito. Amang hani kana Senegal because more ko be demonstrate la. Sometimes in 12 years minke kuriya mimbeke mo fal nin ko limbeke. Ila rest of your life ibe tarla kala tebe prison la kono.
And Maki could have learned from Yaya Jammeh. But you see, they said people who fail to learn from history always end up repeating it. You see, Maki could have learned from Yaya Jammeh. He failed to learn from Yaya Jammeh. He ended up repeating Yaya Jammeh. Now Yaya Jammeh is in Equatorial Guinea, Maki is in Morocco.
No.
You see what I mean? If Barrow fails to learn from Macky Sall, Barrow will also make the same mistake of Macky Sall. Just like Yaya Jammeh, just like Maki failed to learn from Yaya Jammeh. Barrow failed. Ima Mbaloje, straight away he made his decision.
I had decision okay.
Yako ninna dimbayate fala nyendula.
No, akala musoya advice he's going to leave.
Yes.
And you know, sometimes neo decision ota hani muneke. Hani muneke molke bula ekayam fail.
And I hope Fatou Barrow and Sergeant Barrow
will
advise Barrow and tell him, hey, Meta State House, let's go to our own houses. Sanjitankanyanda. Another 10, 20 years? No. That they will have to kill many Gambians to be in that place. Many Gambians. Because not only am I speaking for myself, but I know of many Gambians who will not be able to cope with that. It's not possible. It's just impossible for many of us. The Dallas would go to 200 to a pound.
Yeah.
How are we going to be able to sustain ourselves in that kind of climate?
I have no idea.
It will be 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. How is anybody going to be able to survive in that climate? President Barrow doesn't go to anywhere. He is sitting in State House every day. So nothing is happening. So how are we going to be able to sustain ourselves?
Yeah. Wow, that's, I mean, hopefully, hopefully, you know, hopefully,
they are not telling him the truth. Yeah. I will tell him the truth. And I will point it to him. I am your enemy number one, so you know that. But this is what I am telling you, President Adama Barrow. 2 terms is what the Gambian people gave you. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
You commissioned the CRRC. They went around the whole country. Every village in the Gambia.
Yeah.
They asked them this question and everyone told them they want you to serve only 2 terms.
Yeah.
If you want to go against that simply because you tell them press down, you have all the power. Remember, the Gambian people voted against Yaya Jammeh. They told him he needs to leave. He will stay. You know what happened to him? He's in Equatorial Guinea. Gambian people are in the Gambia. If you go against what Gambian people ask you to do, you will go, but they will remain. That's the advice I will give him. And that is just free. Normally I charge for advices, but this is free. Yeah.
Lawyers charge, but this one is free.
This is free. He gets that free.
Thank you so much. Somebody just texted me and said, you know what, Yankuba should do more interviews. He has so much good sense of humor, and the interview is so coming as is 1 point something, and people are not even leaving because the conversation is so interesting, and you know. But yeah,
I know. Nobody else in interview after can normally arrest you and do the samba court case and
last campaign. Baro niente arresti samba jembe che la presidente 2026 como vai ko le nivo ya ni story kala bu vai wol follow ku dan ni ke fa kaya ko le nivo
imagine dolo ko ni bari ma nyana fa an ka so sai laf dang mun fa barong arresti en sorong no guy no I have to tell him en sorong guy the reason why I told him that because I don't want him pry en sorong yes
Brikama bantalangane ko patili debe Seattle aning anala modolu bide are you going to the UN?
The US? No.
Ah, okay.
Ndaltara Europe lem benu Europe na mol ngolong MPP betala Brikama ben nadalo fenga wala be jana bagana abe fenga abe chep abe domoro la jana mol be batare wala non ko badonga na ngasi ko sai nga tembung ni be nyangaro ko ni may ay baka chen yali tol la fatale la president ko minge mo be si la state house mo de yala mo de fensor la be nga tara fuare yar ngo nyam but ni mam vura mol miniature de fensor so but no I told them no we have a lot of challenges let me come back and then we deal with those and then later on we can go this thing so ajele menu kavo na ni interview ke ka mo nen bar yalla bi man nen rek now I'm a politician. I'm not an activist.
Now you're not a politician, but you still in kela page yo jela nin kuba ker ndro ngatela page yo to ngaji be ngawe he bato ngaji be tele chama la te o te ka bomo la fayde bato ngaji be be mun kala page yo to but you know that's the honest you know
I have a lot of SIS on my page. Ninga busa jedre to le follow card ya send to analysis. Is it good? Is there any offense in it or not?
I know. But Kachadiata, thank you so much. Ila kuma la banga mol be jibero la mo jawal be jibero la mol man tay ko kacha be diari bari foka kacha o kacha kata nyaw fonga kuntu. Barate fama la jang. Program diata ila famune fola especially West Coast Nkolo, number one, by challenges all siata. Dobieta amarseto, igiol belorin dulalto, satel nyamolu, be firing dulalto, moli ol jengal neko. Like we said in the interview, sometimes these are challenges me alonko. They might not be able to be fixed in 1 year.
Yeah.
But people also need to know this. They need to understand ko al-natal is no resources. You're trying to make things work. Everything cannot be fixed in 1 day. What is the message to that woman in Lamem Marseille, that woman in West Coast, Marseille to mini alonko, ila Marseille to sometimes nyamolte kolekla, ila Marseille to sometimes giole loje. What is the message to the people of West Coast?
So the message wolem nyundugo mbe hako danla, mbe bolose la fana, mbe dan la mina wolem yen so demanding.
Yeah.
And then ning alasonda, mbe o problem ol jamale fix la.
Okay.
But la fe dan na min fana na wolem nyundugo inyande namo fana njo.
Yeah.
You know, nin namo manjo. Nse nyum ku jamal hameno le barante kenola annun tedanna nami jo fanana sometimes mbe kudol kela la pour ka fundraising ke is a mako wodo fanan because it's all towards pro development do ko mimbe problem ol mimbe kunna pour mbe ibe challenge be dedano la nyame because nim ko be namo drum be depend na wala ngam mole we have West Coast need 500 billion to develop. And then Akamin sort of Sangokono is less than 1 million. Near Banjun Jibe, Banjun Ngamra census is 21,000 people or 20 something.
26, yeah.
Yeah. And then each other Banjun na size Jiba Warok. But Cameron Yunuko J concrete, $33 million is $1 million spent. And the near West Coast Jibe Banjun Young Natalul to Jabana Kemosila.
That's a theater.
So New $33 million spent just for one banjul. We need 33. So how many $33 million do we need to last fix like Brikama this and then the revenue more see. So last time in the Ulam to go, ye patient sort of domandanye, ye konoto dianye, ye makoi. Ikanajeko that we are perfect. We are not perfect.
Yeah.
And then Ikanajeko, we can do it on our own. We cannot without them.
Yeah.
We have to do it together.
Yeah.
And then that is very, very important. We have to do it together. We have to build the West Coast together. Sita tulakoma, si kana tukoma, dina kana tukoma, is together.
Yeah.
Our strength is our unity. if we're united as one people, no matter how many people we are, no matter the challenges we are facing, we can overcome them easily, but together as one. They will try to divide us along tribal politics and everything, but we should resist it. We should remain united, because only united West Coast can be able to develop West Coast.
Yeah.
We will count on the people, and we count on everybody.
Yeah.
And thank God, when we call on people, everybody in those areas come in and they respond positively to make sure we achieve the development goals we have for those areas. And then we want to bring development to every doorstep in West Coast. It's going to be challenging, it's going to be tough. We cannot do it on our own. We need them, but more so we need the revenue. And that revenue cannot come without the compliance of the people in paying it. We will make sure your monies don't disappear in the black holes. We will make sure we are always accountable and transparent, and make sure your monies go back to you to register the development aspirations you have as a region. That is our goal. That is what we want. But we must also stand firm and then make sure we help this country to move forward. It's very, very important. And this 2-term limit, we need to start the conversations now. It is important that we start that conversation, because we had it in 2020, and then President Barrow said he is more powerful than every one of us, and he chucked everything in the bin, and now he wants to bring, and then whatever he wants to bring and impose that on us. We shouldn't accept it. Let's have this conversation. Let's be adult about it, and let's be rational about it, and let's say, and be firm, and let's say to him that no. It is starting with you. It is not going to end with you. It's going to be every president that comes after you. You all have to ensure you adhere to the wishes of our people, and that is for presidents to be there for only 2 terms and then leave. Nobody wants to leave that place. Everybody wants to be there, but you get the opportunity to be there. It's a privilege, it's a honor.
It's a privilege.
Please return that favor back on us, and then make sure you leave peacefully. We have not had a president by the president. Jawara had to be chased. Jammeh had to be chased. Jawara went all the way to UK. Jammeh had to go to Equatorial Guinea. Now we don't even know when he's going to be able to come. And then Barrow, we cannot afford you to be chased. You can stay in Mankamangkunda, but you're going to return some of the monies you've taken from us. No, the Fajara land, that is not your land. That one, it belongs to the Gambian people. In fact, that area, we should turn it as diplomatic quarters for all the diplomats in that area. But President Barrow, go back to he built all that mansion in Mankamangkunda. Now he wants to go to, what is he going to do with the mansion in Mankamangkunda? No, but you cannot live like the Saddam Husseins and the Jammeh and all these things. Look at the Kanilai, this thing that Jammeh left at that place after all that investment. All of it is now dilapidated. It's just all going in ruins. All those millions he spent. Tubabol, this is where they beat us. If a million was spent, is going to be left in ruin in 1 year or 2 years. It remains there for hundreds of years. Never that a building for 100 years. They spend all the money and then they abandon it. But the best thing is, let him just live gracefully, go back with whatever he has to. What is the name of this place? This place, Airport Obala.
Jabang.
Not Jabang.
Yarambamba.
He has a big place in Yarambamba. Go back to Yarambamba. Live honorably the hereafter and be respectful. Hanabe sonna 10 years old Fajara, we don't mind. He can have Fajara, it's not a problem.
10 years old.
10 years old. At Fajara. But not beyond 10 years.
No,
Mansila wala de. No, Mansila wala. Baro ndollenga baro bude 2021 asunyale. Bari Mansila ala de in 2021. Mansila any other person. Our own leaders should not come and try to say, oh, Barrow Benonyanda for 25 years. Manang can go for another. It's not only Barrow we fear. We fear everyone else.
Yeah.
Everyone else can come and if Barrow can do that to the explicit expression of the aspiration of the Gambian people in that way. Any other leader can do that.
Can do that.
Even my old man can do it.
Yeah.
Farmer from Sinano,
Dabo fana nata sanyi tango idia fana ya fombala fala.
I have only met a la saying and
Ni okete bafla hanim farmer kainta.
Get bafla babu.
Hani yalo UDP wal mala problem otide.
Hani no bafla.
Aton ning alse kumo befo
no
da modo la bara din dabo long alsafo. Hey, no, it's not.
Farmer Benji can bafla in a baba 2 years, 2 times. What kind
of time? Okay, many interview, many keep ni recording, many keep Dabo 2 times keja.
Bafla in baba 2 times. What you have to go.
I can't.
And bafla paisen. What you have to go.
Okay.
You know. Let us just pray that he gets there.
Yeah.
And then we will tell him, I will prove to you.
Yeah.
Two time
kind. Okay. Thank you so much, Chairman. Interviewed the Baraja, I don't know, it's over 3 hours.
I know.
And it felt like 1 hour. It felt so like, over 3 hours. Yes. 3 hours, 30 minutes.
I know.
I don't know when did I do this kind of long interview. But it felt like 1 hour. So interesting. Thank you so much for coming. Kakal Fama Janna. Silfo ke haja ke sama Grand Bantaba. Kakal Fama. Janna ke dia Grand Bantaba. Grand Bantaba kerole katara.
No, ito nyala Janna ke dia.
Janna ke dia Grand Bantaba kerole katara.
Okin nindo tondi.
Talibo konjira. Talibo is muka chance di Allah woto de.
No, you yalo MPP koli tolu ila reasoning ni wala ka dunyo to sometime.
Thank you so much, Chairman. Until we come here, I told me baby Jubero, and those of you who sent us stars, thank you so much. Please remind Chairman to use local language. But interview make a local language is so little. But yeah, thank you so much, guys, and all of you. The last message.
No. Let it be English as well.
Yeah, but I last message.
Let everyone benefit.
Let everyone benefit, definitely. But thank you so much. We appreciate you all. And if you send stars to Kerr Fatou, you're empowering us. Remember, you have to empower us. But yeah, thank you so much. Chairman, thank you very much for coming. We appreciate it. And we hope you succeed in West Coast because that's where we come from. And, you know, the people, indeed, our people deserve, you know, that because, and now we can tell people, can you imagine?
Yes.
49%.
49 point. West Coast
Cindy. Nobody can play with us.
And that's why they have to respect me. I'm the head of that West Coast.
You are our chairman.
Yes.
That's it. That's it. Thank you very much. And until we come your way next week, inshallah. Good night to you all. Thank you so much. And thank you for watching 3 hours, 35, 40 minutes. That's so long. But you guys all stayed here just to listen to him. Thank you very much. And to the technical team, first, before good night to you all. See you again. Bye-bye. Thank you.
We are happy to announce the launch of our new logo. We have evolved since our incorporation in 1997, and it is time to refresh our new look to reflect who we are today. Before I reveal our new look, however, walk with me while I take you through our journey of the last 25 years. Trust Bank was incorporated on July 3rd, 1997, and began operations on October 1st, 1997. Following the collapse of the parent company of its predecessor, Meridian, the CBG stepped in and recapitalized the bank and held the shares in trust, thus the name Trust Bank. In 1999,
As we look forward to greater achievements,